a sweep of the Mavericks, if they have anything to say about it. Game full tips tonight. It'll be the first world title opportunity for Boston since 2008, and their 18th in championship history. Tip at 7:30, 6:30 pregame right here on San Antonio Sports Talk. I'm Rob Thompson, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Talk.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby! Morning Huddle. Good morning, everybody. Rob Thompson and AJ Hoffman.
Go, baby.
On a Friday. Gotta get down on Friday.
It's been a good week.
You know what? I've had worse ones. I've had worse, Rob. What a show we got planned for you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to the fastest growing radio show on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I don't know if that's true.
We just rocketed packed up. What's that?
It's just an assumption.
That weird show on Saturday morning. Not to denigrate anything on our fine.
Oh, the Blitz.
No, it's Saturday morning.
Oh, the other show. Oh, John Clay Wolf.
The Wolf, whatever. We rocketed past them.
Right.
I mean,
well, I would say we've rocketed past the Blitz.
I would assume. Damn. I mean, we were already in front.
Well, I mean, listen, and it's all because of you guys.
Well, yeah,
it's all because of San Antonio
and surrounding areas.
That's right.
And
anywhere you can hear us,
anywhere that our big stick can point. Our stick is in Floresville, by the way. Did you know that?
Did know that. I heard it in the.
Interesting.
Yeah. Listen,
considering all the sticks we have around us.
Yeah, it is weird that when I first came down here for my first meeting with these guys, I was like, oh wow, all the towers are on site.
Nope,
not all of them.
No, some of them.
But that's all right. We got a good signal. That's all I care about.
Strong. She's strong. Did you know a lot of the broadcast signals in San Antonio are coming off the tower?
I did know that. Yeah, we've got one up there, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, I had signal problems in Houston sometimes, and would lead me to lots of trouble.
Yes,
troubled mind, troubled soul.
And you just one of those things you just can't quite fix. No matter how you can't get through a wall, you can't get through a wall.
No, what are we gonna do?
What are you gonna do? Well, you will listen to us.
Here we don't worry about it.
No.
So screw those guys. Man, lots on the docket for today, as day 2 of the U.S. Open is about to get underway, or maybe it is underway. Have we?
Let's see here.
You're in charge of the TV, yeah.
Let's see if we can find it. I will find the channel.
Yeah, we'll. In fact, next segment, we'll give you an update on the leaderboard after Wednesday. Doesn't look great for Tiger after a good start where he was, he was at the top of the leaderboard for a whole. Didn't go great for the rest of the day, but that's all right. It's all right. We're probably not going to see him on Saturday, but we can't.
It looked like he was having fun.
Ruin our weekend.
He was enjoying himself. If that's a barometer.
He looked that way. He was wearing pink.
There's that.
When you wear pink, you have to look happy. Otherwise, people would think he's like just a sad, bitter.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm reveling in it. I love the U.S. Open. It's my favorite.
Oh, I thought you meant in Tiger's failures.
Oh, that too. But no, I don't want Tiger to fail. But I'd love watching any golfer, including Tiger, struggle. I want him to look a lot like me at least one time. I want to see them look at their club and look at their hands, turn to their caddy. Like I want them to look a lot like I do, spending most of the time on the course. Just basically, I'm happy I'm playing, but I'm really mad right now.
It's funny because yesterday when we were watching a little bit during the breaks, Will Zalatoris had a couple of shots where he's the one who's using that gigantic putter, the one you tuck under your chin. I don't like it. I think it should be outlawed, but whatever. And Will Zalatoris is like heroin skinny. He looks like a lead singer for a hair band in the 70s, like a you could almost, if you put a little bit of a wig on him, he could play like a Robert Plant cover band, something, maybe something like that. But he was making putts, and he made one that was like from 30 yards out. And I mean, it hit the stick and went in. I mean, it was impressive. But he was also, they were moving so fast that had he missed the hole, it was going to roll forever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, boys, this feels unsustainable. And sure enough, when you look up at the end of the day, Will Zalatoris didn't have a good day because all those putts that he was sinking, they stopped being right on the money. They started going for miles and miles and miles.
And those putts, those greens were fast when they were soft and cozy in the morning. I saw it in the afternoon. They had turned into a pool table.
Yeah.
I would, it's for those courses, the way it's laid out, that I would probably grab my putter from about 30 yards out.
I mean, we saw someone yesterday putting from like not the first cut of fringe, like a second cut.
I would be the same.
And it was
Texas wedge, man.
Maybe like 8 feet away from the green. He was just like, I don't care. Yeah, I'm going putting.
I have no shame. I'll run a 7 iron up if I can. I don't want the ball to tie up in the air there.
Yeah, and you get any backspin, it's going to roll right back to where you were on that thing. So
love it.
Hell of a course they've got set up out there in North Carolina. But yeah, we'll get into what's going on there. We've got some updates on the UFC. No Conor McGregor this month, at least this month.
I'm feeling a little bit better about his general health, but this is still weird, man.
It is weird.
This is still weird. There's still something up.
But we'll discuss that as well. The Stanley Cup final is looking about final. It's looking like the NBA playoffs. I've said it all this time. The NBA playoffs have been dominated the NHL playoffs as far as like better games, like more competitive games. And now we get to the final, and they're going to be the same. It looks like a couple sweeps happening.
Mm-hmm. We got the inverse. We love the closeout of the tournament. We want the two great teams hitting each other, and when you don't get that, the great game seems so long ago.
Yeah,
I remember enjoying the playoffs, but the games themselves, I guess, have been kind of moderately competitive for a half at a time. But we've had one good basketball game, in the finals.
And we'll talk about the game 4, which gets underway tonight. That'll be on the schedule as well. Plus, it's Father's Day weekend.
It is the least important of all the holidays.
Oh, by far. But what I want to do is later on in the program, we're going to take a look at. We'll make a top 5 list of.
Like the Fredo Corleone list?
The disappointing sons in pro sports. The guys whose dads were so great that we said, oh, well, this guy's got to be great. And then they just weren't. We don't know enough about Bronny James to know if he's going to one day work his way onto this list. But there are examples. I think Ken Griffey Jr. eventually became greater than his dad.
I was about to say, I don't think he's on this list.
No. Barry Bonds is the home run king. His dad was a really good baseball player. Barry Bonds. Del Curry was a hell of a baseball player. I got news. His son ended up being better.
I played against his dad.
Against Del or Del's dad?
Del's dad.
Oh, my God.
No, not Del's dad. Del.
Oh, okay. How old are you, Rob?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I hate being that old. Del could light it up.
Del could light it up.
It was good.
But I think we agree.
That's still better.
Pass him up. But there is the opposite.
So what about the other Curry? Is he a letdown?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's his career's been kind of similar to Dad's. I think Del probably a little bit better, but not to the point where it's embarrassing. Where
Keeping in mind, the job we're talking about, only 1,000 people in the world are able to do.
Yes. Now, some of these guys didn't even get to do the big job. They tried, and they just couldn't. They came up short.
But to try to follow in your father's line of work and they were great. That's a tough ask anyway.
Well, one of the ones I left off the list was Jarrett Payton. And you remember him? He was supposed to be a big deal at Miami. And
Jarrett's run his dad's foundation now.
he is, but he just wasn't that dude.
Didn't Bob Marley's son play on that same team?
I don't know.
I think Bob Marley's son and
Bob Marley Jr.
I think he was a Marley.
Okay.
And it wasn't Ziggy.
Dan?
Frank. It's Frank Marley.
Dan Marley? Dan Thunder Marley? Thunder Dan Marley? Is it?
Slightly different spelling and skin tone.
Oh, okay.
Although after a couple years in Phoenix, it was getting close.
Well, and Jarrett Payton's close the other way, you never know.
Dan spent some time under the sun or a lamp.
And then we've got some football contract news. Rohan Marley. Yeah, good for him. The resemblance is there, certainly, with the big smile and the hair. Yeah. Janet Hunt. That's his mama. 52 years old. God, is Jarrett Payton 52?
No, I don't think he's quite that old. He's getting up there, though. Jarrett, last time I saw him, he looked better than me. But
oh my God, it's Jarrett with 2 T's. If Jarrett Payton's that old,
no, he can't be 52.
I can't even
40s.
He's got he's my age. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I was concerned there for a moment. It's like, oh my God,
it's flown.
What's happening to my life? And we'll also get into some unfortunate naming decisions in sports in general that are happening now, and we've hinted at some of them, but it's getting out of control, Rob. It's getting out of control. Do you have big Father's Day plans? No plans at all.
No.
Well, okay. I mean, where are your sons?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they will come by, but I'm sure there's no brunch scheduled. I can tell you that.
Okay.
But I've already got my Father's Day gift. I got the Blackstone earlier in the week.
What about for your father? What do you have planned?
Well, I mean, we'll do
take him to the strip club
as usual.
Yeah.
We'll party a little bit and head to Boys Town.
Okay.
And just another June.
Another Thompson weekend, baby.
Just head to Del Rio.
Let's go.
Head to Acuna.
Let's go. You mind if me and my 12-year-old
come on down? That's when I started. So
12's the age. It's legal down there.
You can come on across.
Yeah.
You get a discount.
Yeah, my older one's headed back on Saturday. I'm looking forward to my place not being as messy.
Yeah, and there'll be a smell that'll leave too.
So you've got a son who's living with you currently.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah.
Is he a slob still?
Yeah, he's a slob.
Like, does he leave the toothpaste open and
No, but I don't go into his bathroom. So I can't tell you. I'm afraid to go in there. I assume that the toothpaste is open.
Does he leave clothes laying around all over the place?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Does he get stuff out of the refrigerator and then just drink some out of the carton and then leave it there?
Stuff once he leaves his perimeter, he's policed pretty steadily by his mother. That stuff doesn't happen. But inside of his little area,
in his domain,
I don't venture over there.
He's the ruler of his domain.
I don't care what's going on. He can rule whatever he wants. Every now and then I hear him getting in trouble.
He could have a dead body and a pile of heroin in that room. You wouldn't know.
I would now because he's out of town. He got tickets to go see George Strait, and in College Station, left, and I'm taking care of his dog. About 11 o'clock last night, his dog started missing him. I ended up having to sleep in his bed last night.
Oh no!
But I never turned the light on.
That might have been a night for the dog to sleep outside.
Dude, I would have if I thought it'd help.
They tell him your dog ran away.
Sorry,
son.
Sorry.
He was a good dog.
My fear is he'd stay.
That'd be the worst.
Now he wouldn't ever leave. I can dream.
That'd be the worst.
Oh, we love the dog, but man.
How come you've got one outside dog, but these other dogs are
because, I have a puppy that I still don't trust. Keep in mind, I'm on 7.5 acres with 3 sides relatively gated or fenced, high fenced, but ones we rely on kind of like the terrain. And I'm afraid if either one of those dogs goes that way, I'll never see him again. And one of them's not my dog, so he doesn't really turn and come to me when I call him. And the other one's kind of a puppy. So I live on a lot of land, and we walk our dogs on leashes. Mine will be off her leash by the end of the summer. But
I think it's time. You got to let him.
No, I've lost a dog like that. I once bitten. I'm not gonna
put an air tag on it.
You know, that is a possibility. But I'm talking about some terrain. If that dog gets in there, I don't know if I could ever get in there or even find it.
Well, you got a 20-something-year-old. I know you got to let them be dogs at some point.
They are dogs. They live a good life.
If they got 7.5 acres, they got to run.
They
Rob.
do.
They've got to run.
Well, then there's also the resident dog that doesn't really appreciate these dogs.
That's that white dog.
The Great Pyrenees. That's her land.
Could that dog whoop your dog's ass?
I'm sure. Yes, without doubt. This is a farm ranch dog. She's walked up with a coyote leg in her mouth.
She's hardened by the land.
Yes, she is. She is a product and the owner of that land.
I like that.
We just live on it too, but it's her property.
I like it. There, my sister has a dog. It used to be my mom's dog, and I mean, I don't think my sister wanted it, but my mom has a ranch that my mom moved away from the ranch. My sister runs it, or my sister and her husband run it, and my mom left that dog there because it's a ranch dog.
Right.
This dog's been hit by cars. This dog got shot in the head.
It's still plugging along,
it's
man.
Still a lot. Like
never been to the vet, not once.
Someone shot this dog. It's got a hole in its head that like they pulled the bullet out of, and it's still kicking. It's like it's like 18 years old. Like no dog's supposed to live this long, and it's still going.
I'm telling you, it's those dogs that you look for all your life. It doesn't matter. They're right beside you. And I'm happy to be here, man.
Dude, I'm telling you, I still to this day, I'll show up with my 90-pound German Shepherd, and that dog thinks it's just, and this is not a big dog.
Right.
He thinks he's gonna whoop that dog's ass, and it's like,
they got those little country dogs turn and look at that big. No, it's not gonna happen today, young fella. You don't want any of this. Let me show you some stuff.
Oh boy! All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at the U.S. Open. We'll get you an update. We'll see who's playing what. What happened to Scotty yesterday? I mean, 4 bogeys.
Hey man,
what
it's
a
the course.
Bum.
What a bum. He had to meet with his parole officer before he teed off. He had to make sure he was cleared to be in the state of North Carolina.
That's right.
Let him shake that off.
The thug life has really ruined his game. It's Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 FM.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
An altercation with an overzealous fan on Wednesday evening in Las Vegas. Apparently, the NBA top draft pick, Victor Wembanyama.
Very nice.
Okay.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Okay, we've got an hour to clean both cars. Grab the buckets.
Cool.
I picked up some 303. Their aerospace protectant is awesome. So we're going to try some of their other stuff. Grab me that bottle of wash.
Whoa, that smells amazing.
Yeah, that citrus is nice. Okay, now hand me the hose.
Hey!
I don't see a bucket yet.
303 Car Care, driven by quality. Available at most auto retailers and Amazon.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant. Built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 5050 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 5050. Go to shopmando.com, code 5050 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 5050.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Some people just know the best rate for you is a rate based on you with Allstate. Not a rate based on Terry, who keeps and makes the car behind them. Oh no, they're about to. Save with DriveWise in the Allstate app and only pay a rate based on you.
Not available in every state, subject to terms and conditions. Rating factors and savings vary, and in some states your rate could increase with high-risk driving. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Hey, this is Rob Thompson here from my good friends at Connecticut. You know, living in South Texas, growing up in San Antonio, it's been a great place to be because, well, we love the land, we love the people, and boy, do we love our water. That aquifer water, it makes some good sweet tea and some fine beer, but I'll tell you what comes out of the ground we do not want in our glasses, and that's where Connecticut comes in. The finest water treatment system you can get around these parts. Designed and built in the United States, it is made in America for you, San Antonio, for me. I've been a Connecticut customer for years, and now's the chance for you to be one without any risk. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. That's 656-PURE. And the good folks at Connecticut are going to come out to your home, put one in your house for the next 90 days. So you can find out what the rest of us already know, that we have a water softener designed and made with South and San Antonio in mind. Call Connecticut today at 656-PURE. Get a Connecticut in your home for the next 90 days. You're going to be like me, a Connecticut customer. You know what you're going to do? You're going to thank me later.
ConnecticutSA.com. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Morning Huddle, 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star. Who made this song with the basketball dribbling in the back? That's weird, right?
I never thought it was basketball until you said it. But
then you can hear it, right? You can hear like
a little bit of board work going on back there.
I don't know what's going on with that. Like, bro, get a real studio. Stop recording at games. The U.S. Open is underway, and day 2, as Patrick Cantlay and Rory McIlroy were the golfers of the hour yesterday, and they had the best starts to the day. Are they not? What time? When are we going to start? I guess we're just barely starting to see scores today. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
Like the first group just teed off. I think
there.
The first group is just teed, or the second group just teed off. Yeah, so they're just getting underway. None of the top guys have gone off yet. Patrick Cantlay and Rory both 5 under after day one. It's a hell of a score, yeah.
Man.
65. I didn't think there was going to be a 65 shot yesterday. I'll say that. Ludwig Olberg, who is now a favorite of the Morning Huddle, and now that we have some money invested in him, looking good. 4 under
so far, man.
We just need him to be top 20 or top 10.
I'll tell you. But the way this course plays, I don't know what they did to it overnight. But if there's any kind of weather at all, if there's any kind of wind, if they deal with just even the slightest kind of breeze, the scores are going to be plus.
Yeah.
It's as hard a course as they've played on in 5-6 years.
Bryson DeChambeau tied 4 with a 67, a 3 under 67. Tony Finau is 2 under. And then we've got some familiar names at 1 under, including Sergio Garcia. Who thought he'd be near the top of the leaderboard?
Not a fan.
No, who is? Who likes Sergio? Like, who's like, yeah, I really want Sergio to win. Gross. Xander Schauffele, Brooks Koepka, Colin Morikawa amongst those sitting at even through the first day. Then you get down to 1 over, and that's where you find Scott Scheffler, +1 in round 1, a guy who's really just kind of dominated round 1 of golf tournaments, for the last, for this whole season, basically.
First stopping.
Yeah.
Gets the lead and never looks back.
3 bogeys in round 1. The 3rd, the 6th, and the 16th. Followed 2 of them up with a birdie. But if you follow 2 of your bogeys with a birdie and that's it, you're going to finish 1 over. That's what the math tells me. I would imagine we get, again, I don't know if we'll get a better day of golf in general, because like you said, this is a tough-ass course. This is a tough course. But I was surprised to find that Scotty Scheffler, after 1 day, no longer the favorite. This guy who was such a massive favorite to win is now 6-1. So if you're looking for value, you think Scotty Scheffler hadn't been out, beating up cops and he's done with the thug life. You think he can really bounce back here? Maybe some value on him at 6-1.
I'd jump on it.
I understand why, because one of the guys who was near the top of the favorites list to begin the tournament, Rory McIlroy, he's now sitting at +240. And when you think about Rory having a 6-stroke lead on Scheffler after one round, that feels like a pretty good handicap. That's a good head start. So, Rory McIlroy, your new favorite, +240. Ludwig Olberg, 7-1 now, your 3rd
guns up
favorite.
Guns
up, baby.
The sweetest Red Raider.
Tiger Woods. It started out pretty good, right?
When did we just let Arnold just play like 3 holes? At what point in the career did we go, we're glad to see you, Arnold. We're glad you're here. He was still kind of playing, but he wasn't going to win.
Dude,
at what point did we reach where like, Arnold can pull off about the 3rd hole?
I think when by the time they made him stop playing, even he was at the age where he always had like food on his shirt,
right?
And was like, he was like a broken man. Like Tiger still looks like he can compete. And when he went out there yesterday, I mean, we kept saying it. We're like, man, this guy might stick around the leaderboard here for a minute. Imagine how wild that would be if Tiger sticks around the leaderboard. And for a while, things were going well for Mr. Woods. Then it got a little rough.
I hear, what was it before? It's cold weather. He can't play when it's cold. There's a lot of hills. Can't play when it's hills. Now, it's over. It's just over.
He started on the 10th hole yesterday, birdied the first hole he played, birdied a par 5. Par,
which is great golf.
Hell yes. 2 bogeys.
There you go.
So he went into the clubhouse, or went into the turn at a +1. I'm feeling good about that, honestly. Boy, the back half of his round, 1 birdie, 4 bogeys. So he's sitting at +4. But that said, obviously +4 is not where Tiger wanted to be. That's not where he was hoping he would be. But you know what? Dustin Johnson's +4. Sung J M is +4. Like,
that's not helping Tiger's case.
No, what I'm saying is these are guys who
are average. I've always been average with a good weekend and an average PGA golfer. But that's where Tiger is now. That's what we should expect, and we try to find excuses for why some things will change. You won't have to walk the hills this time. He'll have a full night's sleep. The weather's warmer. There comes a time when the expectations. Let's just use it for what it is. Tiger is the face of golf for the first on Thursday, and then it's not. Then it's the golfers.
And the award for Rob's favorite golfer of opening day, Sam Bairstow.
Why is he my favorite golfer?
Because he shot 14 over par.
Oh, the Mr. Irrelevant.
Yeah, that's who you're looking for, right? Guy who goes out, shoots 14 over par on day one. That's
and he's Norwegian?
No, he's British.
Oh, he's British?
Bairstow. Yeah, he's British. Not far off.
What's our worst American?
Chris Nagel.
Well, there you go. That's my guy.
11 over.
Come on, Chris. Don't hit that last putt.
A couple big names who really struggled. Well, you said you don't like Colin or like Sergio. I don't like Phil Mickelson. So he was +9 yesterday.
Phil Mickelson's a pirate. Just appreciate his pirateness.
I love that he's +9. But how about this? A guy who's actually been good, Victor Hovland, 8 over par in round 1.
Now that's a surprise.
Justin Thomas, 7 over par in round 1. So even some of the big names struggling. Will Zalatoris, who I mentioned earlier, he finished 5 over for the day. So a lot of guys struggling on this course with good reason. It looks like it's going to be a tough week. I don't think we're going to have anybody finishing 20 under par, like I said yesterday. But Rory and Patrick Cantlay in the lead, and we'll see what Scotty Scheffler can do now. I did note the one thing I did notice, maybe the biggest thing I noticed yesterday when I was watching, is people were cheering for Bryson DeChambeau, which I don't know that would have ever happened 3, 4, 5 years ago. He was like the most hated guy in golf. People are coming around on him, it feels like.
I don't think they're coming around on him. I think we've just accepted who the cat is.
Maybe that's it.
I think that we realized he's not as bad as we thought, but if he and Brooksy would stay at each other, it would be a lot more fun.
Yeah, because you don't like Brooks.
No, I don't like either one of them, really. Brooks is the ultimate country club douche.
Well, his name's Brooks.
Yeah.
All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at the Stanley Cup final, which went to 3-0 yesterday. Don't think it warrants too long of a look, but we'll discuss the curse of Canadians continues. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for 2, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-8841. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-8841. That's 800-550-8841. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-5407. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-5407. That's 800-575-5407. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Hi, April Lancieri here from the Ansira Auto Group. And Danielle Gunter, Executive Director of Texas Yes, here to tell you about the Drive Away for Education raffle sponsored by the Ansira Auto Group. Proceeds directly benefit Texas schools and students. And now you can help by purchasing raffle tickets. The winner gets to choose a new Chevy, Nissan, Jeep, Volkswagen, or Kia. Plus, there's a chance to win additional prizes through our weekly drawings, a shopping spree, or a gas card. Get your raffle tickets today at TexasYesProject.org. Winner responsible for tax title license and federal withholding.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Introducing the Car Wash Place, your ultimate destination for a sparkling clean vehicle. Conveniently located at the corner of Stone Oak Parkway and Huebner Road, right behind Walgreens. Sign up for the monthly membership on the Touch 4 Wash app and get unlimited washes starting at just $25.99. Plus, ask their expert team about offers on detailed waxing, ceramic coating with a 3-year warranty, hand washes, full detailing, headlight restoration, and more. Don't wash your car in a tub. Bring it to the Car Wash Place, the best spot for your car, RV, or boat. Working from home, you realize you don't have enough outlets or USB ports. Hill Electric can fix that for you. For over 3 decades, the family-owned Hill Electric has served San Antonio homes and businesses. From adding an outlet, fixing that fuse that always blows, or that flickering light, Hill Electric has the right service at the right price, and there is never a service charge and always free estimates. Call Hill Electric at 210-404-9074. That's 404-9074. Or go to hill-electric.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-5407. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-5407. That's 800-575-5407. Tax Relief Advocates, real solutions for real people.
Let's go! Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Florida Panthers, 1 game away from a Stanley Cup. And we are 1 game away from the curse of the Canadian team continuing. I said, well, Canadian teams can't win. They damn near never win anymore. And there was a time when we took over Canada's game. And that is the most frustrating part.
Is it really frustrating?
No, not for me. I'm saying if I were a Canadian, I'd be like, hey, this is our thing. We let you guys play, and now all of a sudden we don't ever win anymore. You have to go back all the way to 1993, the last time that we had a Stanley Cup champion from the Great White North. And Edmonton, those hosers look like they're going to be the latest victims of this curse, as they went down 3-0 last night. Got a 1-0 lead. Or no, they were down 1-0 after the first, but came back, tied it. I was like, oh, we got a game here. And then 3 unanswered goals again. They got back in the game late, but just wasn't quite enough. I always hope that, like, at least there's a moment at the end where they can pull their goalie and we'll see, like, the mad dash to try and get one in.
Yeah.
But the Panthers just look too good for them. And the Panthers have a massive edge at goalie. Florida kind of beat up Skinner yesterday, and Bobrovsky, even on an off night, was still
playoff
really good. By the way,
you score 3 times on the Panthers and can't beat them, it's over. I mean,
sure.
I think that was the one where you go, this is a sweep. They did everything they could, and it wasn't there.
The Florida Panthers, if you go to Wikipedia, they've already decided the Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup.
Well,
it says 4-0. Vladimir Tarasenko gets the game-winning goal in the next game. So
good. I'm glad Vlad will be on time.
If you're looking to make a wager. So Florida, in their 3rd Stanley Cup final appearance, they look like they are headed to their first cup, as they got swept by Colorado in 96, and they were nearly swept last year by the Golden Knights. Looks like they are finally breaking through and going to win their first cup. Edmonton, on the other hand, who has a storied history but hasn't won one since 1990, which was I think in 1990 they had won at that point 5 out of 7 or something like that.
But they had Gretzky.
When you've got a guy named Wayne Gretzky, yeah, it makes usually your history looks pretty good. So it looks like their history will add no trophies to their shelves, as they've got 5 Stanley Cups, but it looks like a 6th one is not in the card.
There's not another sport that's been hijacked from one country to another. I guess maybe like the Indians and the Pakistanis have taken cricket.
Well, but aren't those countries that were settled by Brits anyway?
Yeah, I mean that's the only way you pick up cricket.
Brits brought that. Like, I don't know. So I don't know if they stole it or they're just better at it.
Well, that's basically what I'm saying. I mean, I don't think we stole hockey from the Canadians. We're just better at it.
I don't know that
we're better at owning it anyway.
Yeah, we're better at putting teams together.
Yeah,
because all these players, most of them are Canadians. Like or Russians or Finns or whatever, Swedes.
Suck your national sport to truly achieve the greatness that you chase. You have to leave the country.
This is why everybody hates America. That's it. I mean, they
don't have to come here to play soccer.
They
don't have to.
But Messi did.
Well, part-time, and it took the largest corporation in the world to help pay him to come.
Oh, listen, whatever.
We had to get Apple to kick in a fair amount of cash just to let him land.
All right. We got to get into this Big 12 naming rights thing on the other side. This is a very interesting story that's taken place. In a way, it's like, okay, this could be a good thing, but it's also absurd. We'll talk about it next. Morning Huddle 94.1, San Antonio Sports Star.
Let's go.
Hi, it's Jason Minnick. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Introducing the Ping G430 Max 10K driver. Straighter flies farther with Ping's straightest driver yet. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinder provides you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Don't let pain keep you from doing the things you love. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett from Arasti. At Arasti, we fix pain fast. Whether you've been living with chronic and nagging pain for years, or if you've recently experienced an injury, our goal is to get you out of pain as quickly as possible. Arasti is completely natural and non-invasive. Plus, Arasti accepts most insurance plans. There's a location near you. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text bail to 474747 or online mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
This Father's Day, help Dad be all he can be with a Father's Day gift from the Home Depot. Because he's not just Dad. He's the handyman of the house, the plumber in a pinch, and the emergency mechanic. For Father's Day, upgrade his gear with the Husky 270-piece mechanics tool set from the Home Depot. Just $99. Perfect in the hands of a pro or a dad. For every kind of dad, find the perfect gift this Father's Day at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. If you have open roles, chances are you're feeling this too. That's why you need Robert Half. Our specialized recruiting professionals engage with our proprietary AI to connect businesses of all sizes with highly skilled talent in finance and accounting, technology, marketing and creative, legal, and administrative and customer support. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Pork rinds pack a protein punch and are the boldest low-carb snacks out there. Skip the chip and try Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds for that ultimate crunch. And with flavors that will have you craving for more, the time to stock up on Southern Recipe at H-E-B is now. Southern Recipe small batch pork rinds. Be big, be bold, be adventurous.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-5407. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-5407. That's 800-575-5407. 7. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The Big 12 might not be the Big 12 for much longer. We got a couple things going on in the Big 12 right now that are fascinating. For one, they're considering selling I guess it's an ownership stake.
A stake in the conference. 15 to 20% stake of the conference is possibly up for sale to a hedge fund.
Yeah, it's CVC Capital Partners out of Luxembourg.
Okay.
It could be up to $1 billion. Well, they would receive 15 to 20% stake in the conference.
So that'd be a little bit of money. And then there's the naming rights, which, the naming rights thing in college sports is nothing new. I mean, it used to be, we just used to go to the Cotton Bowl. We used to just go to the Rose Bowl. We used to just go to the Orange Bowl.
Yes.
Now it's the Tostitos and the yada yadas. And so that's nothing new to college sports. That's not a surprise.
But
selling a stake in the conference tells you
this would be the first time a conference got their name sold.
No, you're right. But that doesn't shock me because bowl games have done it. I mean, we've seen the Rose Bowl turn into the USF&G, or that's the Sugar Bowl. So we've seen all those bowls sell their names, and college, that's not a new idea. It's newly applied. But the idea of going that route, now the idea of literally selling a share of your conference, that's a whole new barrel of. That's something different. So the Big 12 is facing a money gap because their TV deal is in place to 2022. And they brought in 2032.
32, yeah.
32. And they brought in all these other schools, and they're having the pie slices are smaller, even though there's some more coming in. So they're behind the SEC, the ACC, and Big 12 for individual money rights.
But also,
and they see it. They want to go get some cash. I get it, but that's a short-term fix.
Texas and Oklahoma leaving means that everybody's pie slice got a little bit bigger, though.
A little bit bigger, but a lot of the good juice left.
Unlike the SEC, where it was evenly sliced,
right.
The Big 12 wasn't, which is why schools like Texas A&M and Nebraska years ago were like, we're
out,
done with this.
Yeah, we're not going to deal with what Texas. Well, remember, Texas started their own TV channel, and that's what ran everybody out.
And I mean, Texas and Oklahoma, they were A&M and Nebraska wanted it to be like communism, where everybody got the same thing, no matter what they brought to the table.
Texas decided that they were going to have their own TV network, and there were another 11 schools in that conference who thought, well, wait a minute. So you're going to broadcast only Texas stuff into every TV in this? You expect us to sit by and just wait?
No, they could have all started their own TV conference.
Failure. It was a collapse because economically it was not going to work. And we didn't want to be a part of that.
Was it a failure?
It was a colossal failure. It's dead, and they left the conference.
But how much money did Texas get out of it?
It was failure. They followed A&M. Have there been any titles since that happened? No, not. There has been. It was an utter catastrophe. It was.
You know what though? It was. But if Texas could do it again, they would.
I don't think so. I think if Texas could do it again, they
might do it differently.
Do it a little bit different. But the idea of selling away 20% of your entity and the profits therein to a money group that is headquarters out of Luxembourg, this gives you an idea of the type of field we're now playing on. That this is the idea of money in college sports corrupting. Now we have gone well beyond that because we're in a situation now. If this money is coming, and I'll guarantee you, if the Big 12 does it, so will the SEC, so will the Big 10, so will the ACC. They'll all do it.
The Chick-fil-A SEC
is coming. So they're never going to catch up. I mean, as soon as the Big 12 gets even, somebody's going to keep leaving. I mean, that's just how things work. But as the money grows, now we're pretty much in a place where we know that the players are going to get paid by the universities. They better negotiate this deal now. Big 12, SEC, whatever, as they come together and pay their athletes, they better pay them now because Their bank accounts is going to get a whole lot bigger. We're about to get to a point where every college player in these Power Five is getting $1 million a year.
We're going to have to talk a little bit more about this on the other side. It's Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hey everyone, it's Ted from Consumer Cellular, the guy in the orange sweater, and this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep having that nightmare. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for up to half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of Consumer Cellular single line 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Todd is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Todd, and I live in Georgia. I'm a veteran of 23 years. I love to give back to the community, whether it's my fellow veterans, some guy on the street corner. I offer what I can, when I can. I started noticing that my memory was slipping, and I wanted to take proactive measures to try to help that. I saw a Prevagen commercial, and I did some research on it, and I wanted to find out, does this stuff really work? I started taking Prevagen about 3 years ago. Since taking Prevagen, I feel clearer in my thoughts, my memory has improved, and generally just more on point.
Prevagen is available in stores everywhere without a prescription. Based on a clinical study of subgroups of individuals who are cognitively normal or mildly impaired. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman's brother, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet. Because we all know our pits aren't the only places we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. Her patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 555 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 555. Go to shopmando.com, code 555, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 555.
O'Reilly. Eliminate carbon and varnish deposits with Luka's fuel treatment at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Simply add it to your tank at your next fill-up. A clean fuel system can increase performance and fuel economy. Right now, get 2 bottles of Luka's fuel treatment for just $9 and get 2 times O Rewards points. In-store only at O'Reilly Auto Parts. O'Reilly.
Father's Day is this Sunday, so now's the time to save on the perfect gift at Macy's Father's Day sale. Use your coupon or Macy's card and take 25% off great gift ideas, or shop Father's Day specials like 50 to 60% off designer suits, blazers, and pants, and 40% off belts, wallets, and travel accessories. Plus, find watches from Citizen, Bulova, Seiko, and more. Give love today at Macy's Father's Day sale. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Boston Celtics are headed for a sweep of the Mavericks, if they have anything to say about it. Game 4 tips tonight. It'll be the first world title opportunity for Boston since 2008 and their 18th in championship history. Tip at 7:30, 6:30 pregame right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. We were talking about the Big 12 and perhaps giving up their 20%, up to 20% of their conference, something that we've never seen happen before. But that's not the only news in the Big 12, because they may do that, and it may, like, they may sell their naming rights to someone else. And I joked about saying the Chick-fil-A SEC. I wonder if maybe it'd be the SE, and then it'd be Chick-fil-A, the SE
Yeah,
Chick-fil-A.
because I heard that the Big 12 is willing to get rid of Big.
Yeah. Oh, the Big 12. This is at least according to Brett McMurphy, now of the Action Network. New naming possibilities for the Big 12 reportedly include the Big All-State Conference and the All-State 12 Conference. That'd just be weird, dude. I mean, I get it, what you're saying, like the bowl games have been sold, but like the All-State 12? Like, and it's even weirder now. I mean, the Big All-State Conference would be better because at least then you get rid of the 12. Like, you don't have 12 teams anymore. Like, the whole, like,
yeah, the 12 needs to go.
Get rid of the 12 if you're going to do any of it, but don't like double down on the 12 and be the All-State 12 when there's 16. But yeah, it almost sounds corny. I get at some point, like, it's all about making money, but doesn't it feel weird to, like, the name of your like,
if you're going to do it, you're going to have to get creative, though. I mean, I would take less money for a better name.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean? If we could come to something where, I don't know, there's got to be a company out there that would, throw a couple, $20 million a year for their rights that might not be able to find another place that would allow them to do it. Like maybe Buc-ee's to jump in there.
So the hockey arena in Nashville is called Bridgestone Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Bridgestone was not the original sponsor, though. When I lived in Nashville, it was the Gaylord Entertainment Center. I would have taken half the money to be named after tires rather than be the Gaylord Entertainment Center.
Those guys tried to buy the Spurs way back when.
Did they? The Gaylords?
Yeah.
I mean,
ridiculous.
They own the Great Wolf Lodge. That's those folks.
Yeah.
They them and another crew kicked the tires on the Spurs.
Yeah, the old Gaylord Entertainment Group.
There's a guy that made a lot of money in Dallas in country clubs. His last name was Deadman. Mm-hmm. He opened a hospital. I kid you not, Deadman Hospital. I'd change it pretty quick.
Yeah, the Gaylord runs Opryland in Nashville. So obviously, I mean, it's a big company, but it's like
just not, especially in the true blue South.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to work out well. No offense.
Yeah,
sadly, you just got to choose appropriately the name. So What would be
like it would
if you're the Big 12?
If you're like a Dick's Sporting Goods, like you think would you want your
I mean, that's a fine line.
The Big Dick's Conference.
There's that.
That's actually pretty smart.
That's what I'm talking about. So if the Big 12 is going to be smart about it,
it sounds better than the Big Academy Conference.
Yeah, I'm thinking logo and name before money. If we can make that stick, then everything else will follow.
Yeah.
So we got what would be quintessential to this Buc-ee's Whataburger.
Yeah.
What
the
else?
Whataburger 12.
Would HEB have a role in this? Could we maybe have a Creamy Creations conference?
I don't. I think too many teams are outside of their area.
Well, maybe it'd be a possibility. I mean, we've seen the logos on teams' uniforms. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Like Self. I don't even know what the hell that is.
Yeah, it's true.
So maybe we could find a good name to match what the Big 12 aspires to be. A 16-team, 12 name.
I think the Big 12 aspires to just be
rich.
Yeah, and reasonably not laughed at.
I tell you, if I'm about to be a college athlete and we're going to collectively bargain or come to some agreement as to what the amount of money a college athlete should get paid as they're about to become employees, and I see this, they're going to unionize the guys. I can't imagine not wanting to get these guys all together to collectively bargain, because if I'm sitting over in the SEC and I see, and I'm a player, then we all know we're about to get paid. And I see what's going over on the Big 12. They're about to sell their naming rights.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit more money in the bank. I know my guys are going to do it.
So we talked about the CVC thing, and it would be $1 billion, but potentially. This, like the naming rights thing alone, could be between $30 and $50 million per season,
and that's not including this buy-in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It could be separate things. Like CVC's looking at maybe buying a stake and naming rights, which that could happen. But there's a possibility they buy a stake and someone else buys the naming rights. But if just the naming rights, like if Allstate said we're now the Allstate 12 conference, they're talking about $3 million per year per school, $2.5 to $3 million per year per school.
I can tell you this: if we allow this to happen, and I'm not against it, I'm not. This is not an anti thing. This will be, and we're already seeing the creation. There's going to be a lot of schools that aren't going to want to pay students, that just are going to be out on this. We're not going to do it. We're going to be an institution, and we'll figure out some kind of intramural sports. And
you'll be a Division III athlete.
Yeah, we're just going to get out of this business. But for those that stay in, eventually, when there's just no way for professionalism and amateurism to try to coexist, and professional sports on a college campus just isn't going to work. I can tell you this now. It might not break apart for about 20 years, but when you bring in a financial investment firm whose headquarters out of Luxembourg, trust me, they don't give a damn about college degrees.
No,
they're here to squeeze the sponge.
We want our money to turn into
so
more
they're
money.
Going to crack off college sports, and it won't be college sports anymore. It'll be something else the moment they do this, because now this is truly crossing the pantheon. You've gone well beyond what anybody ever dreamed a college conference would do. You're going to sell 20% to an investment firm? Just on its face, everybody got to go, well, I don't know if it's good or bad. It's going to be so remarkably different. It's going to fundamentally change the way we do things.
What you also need to remember is these investment funds, hedge funds, they wouldn't put money into it if it wasn't going to make more money.
Oceans of money. So if they see it, and we already know that the relationship between the athletic department and the scholastic side of the university is already strained at best.
Yeah.
And they're trying to pull whatever money they can out to help buy books and build more classes and buy more advertising. But there'll come a time when an investment firm from Luxembourg doesn't want to give college president one dime. Why am I funding you? I can go build my own stadium.
Yeah.
So
they got the kind of money to do it.
This is and we're talking about years down the road. But this is that first step. The moment you let the fox in the hen house and you've gladly let them in and you set a place at the table for them, they're just going to start eating the chickens. I mean, that's just what's going to happen. And you just have to expect the fox to be the fox. You just don't want to be the first chicken.
Right. Speaking of naming rights, we discussed this the other day. We went through the list of the Utah
they had some good
NHL team, and what they're going to decide on. They're in a vote process right now. Mammoth, Yeti, Outlaws, Blizzard, Venom, and Utah Hockey Club were the finalists. That voting will close on June the 20th, and there will be one more round beyond that. I think
Who's voting?
The people of Utah, I guess.
Is there any way we could vote?
I think we've got to be residents, but maybe not. I don't know. But what we do know is they've decided we're going to play the first year as the Utah Hockey Club.
Like the Washington football team.
The Washington football team, yeah. They said that's the way we're going to go.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I kind of dig the color scheme. It's like, call it rock black, salt white, and mountain blue.
Yeah.
And it's got a little
kind of that. I like the
North Carolina alternate jerseys is what it looked like. When North Carolina wears black and blue, which I think looks pretty badass. It kind of looks like that.
You better do it right, because that's $1 billion decision.
You can't stick with Utah Hockey Club. You can't.
That doesn't make any sense.
It's stupid. Like, that was the worst. That was the last one. It was last place on the list. Venom would have been better. And Venom's a stupid name. The Utah Venom is a stupid hockey name, but it'd be better than the Utah Hockey Club. Yeti is such a good one. Let's just go with Yeti.
It makes sense. It even matches that color scheme.
Yeti, Blizzard would work. I even think Mammoth would work.
I think it's got to be Yeti. I think we can all agree.
We can't go with Utah UHC. You can't do it. I will say, though, there comes a time where if I owned the Washington Commanders, I would go back to calling them the Washington football team. I liked that better than Commanders.
I hate the generic idea.
I do too.
That it just seems so.
Commanders is such a crap name. It's like when the Cleveland Indians decided we're going to change our name. You should have been Cleveland Baseball, because Guardians is such a bad name. No one wants to talk about the Guardians.
Yeah,
that's bad.
That'll never ring true.
It's never going to.
The Commanders, I got it. First of all, they stole it from San Antonio. I mean, we had just
Guardians.
No, the Commanders.
Oh, okay.
The San Antonio Commanders. That was the Alliance League team.
Oh, yeah.
Just the year prior, so it felt like, man, we just had that. You're already taking it. That name, it should have been the generic football club. It just, I don't know how to define what that makes it seem to me. It's like when Jordan said, Republicans buy shoes too.
Mm-hmm.
Take a stand.
Yeah.
Pick something. Don't be this nebulous. Don't let other people constantly define you. Define yourself. However, good, bad, or indifferent, you're going to make somebody mad. That's okay.
Because like with soccer, like Austin FC, like that's just what they call it.
And I know that, and I like the Austin front. I get it. But that just seems like a cop-out. Like, we don't want to make anybody mad, so we're not going to make any decision.
Yeah.
We're going to it'll just be vanilla. It's good ice cream, but it's just vanilla.
But I think that, like, in soccer, that's been happening for a long time. I think it's like the Liverpool FC. It's like, these are.
And I get that, and because they don't have colleges to root for, so they their local town became their college. You were born into it, like you were born into your college. Your family were Aggies or Longhorns, so you're a Longhorn. You're a Liverpool because you were born in Liverpool, damn it. So why would it be anything else?
It'd be good to have a mascot.
I just don't like that idea. It seems un-American to me.
Yeah,
it really does. That's a European, international idea. When we use names, we use the names of the states for our college, but pro teams, they have names.
Yeah,
that's just what we do.
109er says, where y'all getting tacos this morning?
I
forgot that we were going to start that tradition.
This week went by too fast.
It did go by too fast. Yeah.
Well, we got a couple hours.
We'll see what we can throw together. El Toro, is that a place?
I'm sure it is.
I don't know.
Another RMR.
It's got to be. Listen, it's got to be closer.
So I hit this page. Top Big 12 naming right options. Nabisco's in. They want it to be the Fig 12.
No.
Marlboro's in. The Sig 12. Caterpillar. Hey, Holt Cat. Our good friends down on 35. They like the Dig 12.
Oh. And the Hormel Pig 12?
Yeah, Hormel Pig 12. See, now if we're going to do it, let's do it right. ExxonMobil's in.
Okay.
The Rig 12.
I like that.
Slovacic's is in. Our favorite kolache stand. The Pig 12.
Yeah.
We've got it. See, if you're going to do it with some meaning. I'm down with the Fig 12. Let's let Nabisco in on this. It'll be the Fig 12.
What about how about we find some place that does like that does hair and call them the Wig 12?
See,
like
now we are on the right track, AJ. If
Yeah.
we're gonna do this, you got to think like the kids do. I wanted to roll off the tongue. The Wig 12.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Great Clips.
I just looked to see who the who's the biggest wig company in the world. Guess who it is?
I have no idea.
The Wig Company.
Well,
that's what they're called.
The Wig Company. That's the essentially like saying Washington football team or Utah Hockey Club.
But I mean,
that's the Wig Company.
But they're on top of the Wig Mountain.
Well, maybe they would the Wig 12, and we could maybe branch them into this stuff.
All right.
You'd have helmets with hair on it.
When we come back, let's
have ideas, AJ.
Like I see that. Let's take a look at Trevor Lawrence money. Let's pocket watch Trevor Lawrence and what's it mean for Dakota. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Good morning, Stephen Hawking. What do you suggest that Bobo does to get a bride?
He should probably look to the Orient.
So, Steve, you think you should grab an Asian girl, not a South American?
We all get tired of Mexican food sometimes. I would rather have the Kung Pao.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Texas roads have some of the highest volume of 18-wheelers in the nation. Big trucks can cause serious accidents that may result in serious injury or, sadly, even death. If you or a loved one has been in an accident with an 18-wheeler, call Thomas J. Henry. We handle serious 18-wheeler accidents and get serious results. Call Thomas J. Henry today. Available 24/7, nights and weekends. San Antonio, Texas.
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You'll never have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
Texas weather this time of year means storms, wind, rain, and hail. You know, if you were hit with the recent storms and you think you have roof damage, don't make the situation worse by putting your faith in one of those out-of-town storm chasers. Work with a local roofing company with years of experience. Work with a company whose people live in our area and deal with the same weather we do. That's Steve's Roofing, 210-785-0994. Or you can get them online at stevensroofing.net. Buy local, stay local, trust local with Stevens Roofing.
Rob Thompson here for my favorite fantasy app. It's Prize Picks. I'm just one of 3 million people that love more or less. Where else are you going to take a $10 play and turn it into 100x of your cash? It's Prize Picks. And as basketball winds down, the games continue. Yeah, lots of finals action there. More or less, you fantasy guys, you know how to play. Along with the other 5 million active members, more or less is all that matters. And in June, as basketball winds down, I have got the fun for you. Esports. Yeah, get in on esports every Wednesday and Saturday in June, and your lineup doesn't win, you'll get your entry fee back. Choose the Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, League of Legends, you know them, go play them. Fantasy games elevated, more or less. It's easy. Take $10, turn it into 100x of cash, and it's so easy to play. Remember the code ALAMO. Go to prizepicks.com, get yourself signed up. Use that fantasy knowledge. Go play today. That's Prize Picks and Alamo.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Trevor Lawrence getting those bucks. We've been saying it's going to happen, and now you know the rest of the story.
We thought it would be big. We just didn't know it was going to be big.
Oh, I did.
You thought it was going to be as much more than Joe Burrow?
Yeah.
They're crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy.
I mean,
unscratched lottery ticket or not.
It's all about when it's your turn. I mean, but again, if there's anything, so 5-year, $275 million extension for Trevor Lawrence, $200 million in guarantees, ties Joe Burrow's deal as the highest paid quarterback in terms of annual salary. So these are 1 and 1A. It's not really a surprise to me. This is the new way. This is what happens is if you're a functional quarterback, you get paid crazy money. And we've seen it with, Jalen Hurts got paid crazy money. Kirk Cousins has made crazy money almost his whole career. Jared Goff. In fact, Jared Goff is right behind Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence. He's the number 3 guy on this list.
But Jared has earned it. I'm not mad that he got 50 plus. I thought he was going to be 50 plus. But on general principle, I'm not giving you what Burrow got. I'll give you 54,99999, and guess what? I'll add another $1 million in bonus money later if you get to the Super Bowl. I'll get you over his number if you play in a Super Bowl. But I'm not going to pay you more than a dude that's already gone. That's basically your age, man. I'm just not going to do it. I get he's an unscratched ticket. He's worth $50 million.
No,
but I'm not going to pay you the same as Burrow. Close, but it's a general principle thing to me, man.
But also, if I'm Trevor Lawrence's camp, I'm saying, hey, the general principle thing, Joe Burrow's missed like almost half the games he could have played in his career.
I agree.
I'm here every day.
Mm-hmm. He went to a Super Bowl. He got to play in February. When did you play? You won a playoff game. And you're going to get $50 million.
He didn't play in September or October. Where was he then? He missed a full season.
I get it. I'm happy for him. But the idea that he is paid right at Burrow, at some point there is the little, you look at guaranteed money, and the guaranteed's great. And you look at the length, and the length it's a great deal to the extent that it's not a market-changing deal. We expect him to be right there. But there's sometimes you just go, on general principle, dude, on general principle, let me incentivize you past him, but I'm not going to pay you more than him. I'm just not going to do it.
Under no circumstance has Trevor Lawrence earned this deal? But I have a hard time because I often say you can't pay guys for what they've done. And you have to pay guys for what you think they are going to do.
You just defined the Dallas Cowboy strategy of payment. You pay for what you've done. Jerry treats you like you're an employee at a stockbroker company. You're a brokerage. Yeah, you made a lot of money. I'm going to pay you some money.
Right. But you agree that's not the way to do it, right?
It's the fundamental flaw with Jerry. You got to pay on potential. And if you don't pay on potential, you're always going to be chasing.
This is more than anything paying on potential. And, Trevor Lawrence had about the worst start a guy with his pedigree could have had. He had Urban Meyer as his coach. His head coach didn't last a full season. The Jags are a dysfunctional franchise. They are a broken franchise that's trying to repair things.
And I get it. I mean, let him be your anchor. I'm not mad at the 55. I'm just mad at him being even with Burrow. I
get it.
One of those, like, man, you have literally done nothing. And I know you've been hamstrung, but this whole Urban Meyer, Doug Peterson excuse, Urban Meyer didn't run in and run the option. It wasn't like he was just out there to destroy Trevor and everything offensive. I mean, he was a bad coach in a bad situation, but there were other things going on. He was just a rookie. And Peterson isn't he was brought in because he was an offensive guy. So I get he's gotten 3 different voices in his brain over the last couple of years. And maybe that's one of the reasons we haven't seen total output. But when you compare his numbers to like Danny Dimes and other guys that have come out in the same era and they're really, really close.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
This is going to be, when you look back on Jacksonville's history, they better win it soon because there's no reason to go there, and they're not going to have the money to pay there to lure you there. You know what I mean?
You've seen flashes from him.
I like him. I would be happy to have him.
He has 60 turnovers in his first 3 seasons.
Again, 3 different, rookies, OCs. I'll buy that as an excuse, as a reason, not an excuse.
Someone showed me. Oh, it's in this ESPN article. A 17-game span from week 12 of 2022 through week 11 of 2023. So if you just knock out that, like, it's a season, but it's not. It's over the course of 2. He threw for 4,161 yards, 23 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. He would have ranked 9th in QBR, 7th in completion percentage, 9th in passing yards. Only one quarterback had more wins in that span than Trevor Lawrence, and that was Jalen Hurts. Trevor Lawrence won 13 games, so he went 13-4 over that span. Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff also won 13 in that same span. So I get why they're saying, like, man, we see the potential. But also, this is a franchise that, I mean, think about, they had to pick number 1 back-to-back years. That's how bad things were. It was like Blake Bortles and Gardner Minshew and Mike Glennon and Jake Luton and not Nick Foles. It was Nick Foles. Yeah, he was there too. Cody Kessler. It was a who's who of crap quarterbacks were running the show in Jacksonville, and now they're like, this is a guy we've got.
Well, this better work. He better be Joe Burrow. He better lift. He better. This better be the rising tide, because this kind of money at that franchise, if it does, it will be an albatross fast if it's not working.
But here's the deal. And they did that with Blake Bortles. Remember Blake Bortles, they gave a second contract to, and it was immediately a disaster. Trevor Lawrence is better than Blake Bortles.
Far better. But I don't want to sound like I'm denigrating. It's just that at some point, the owners have to have some kind of, at least a minute hierarchy. It can't just always be next up plus 10 million.
But here's the deal. 3 years from now,
it will be small.
Trevor Lawrence will be the 13th highest paid quarterback in the league.
But whoever surpasses him, I do like to think there'll be some idea of, you know what, until you win a Super Bowl, until you win 2 playoff games, I'm just not going to pay you more than those other quarterbacks that have. I'm just not going to do it unless it's not an apples to apples comparison. And this is one of those contracts where you look at it and the general managers and all the agents out there go, the agents go, yes. And general managers are going, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? I know we're piddling over a small change, but that small change over a decade adds up.
This was a guy, I mean, this was the next in the line of John Elway, Peyton Manning, Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence. These were the guys who were looked at as, you can't go wrong with these guys. These guys are home run, 100% legends. And until Andrew Luck, they were 2 for 2. Like, things were going well.
Mm-hmm.
But Trevor Lawrence, maybe we shouldn't have put that on him. Maybe it wasn't fair to him, and maybe the expectations we've had of him are unfair. He's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's not, so far anyway, he's not a great quarterback. He's a losing quarterback, in fact.
And will probably never win a Super Bowl.
Oh, almost certainly not. At least not in Jacksonville.
Yeah. So when you separate yourself from that and you go, well, he's a very good quarterback. Do I see him winning us a Super Bowl? Probably not.
He has started 50 games. Well, 52 if you count the playoff games. 1-1 in the playoffs.
His comparisons among his cohorts, the guys of his age, it's good. I mean, compare him. I saw one that was the most appropriate, I think, was Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. The numbers are real close. I mean, there's some a little bit, some a little bit less. Different market, certainly. And the things that Jones has had to put up have been ridiculous. But then again, Sunshine had to deal with Urban Meyer. It's not like he's had an easy road. And he has been, as best as I can tell, a guy that can be what Jacksonville has absolutely needed, is the cornerstone to their franchise. He doesn't necessarily even have to win, but he can. For the longest time, Archie Manning was the only thing the Saints had. I mean, for 10, 15 years, even though he'd done playing, Archie Manning was the face of the Saints. Well, Jacksonville got nothing else. What, Tony Baselli? I mean, what are we talking about? The face of the franchise, the history of. So they're paying $55 million for their Troy Aikman. Whether he brings them a Super Bowl or not, they've just told me that Sunshine, if they never trade him and he plays out his career there, is going to be the Jacksonville face until the next one arrives. They just bought him. They bought their first Cadillac, and they're never going to sell it.
In 3 seasons, 20 wins, 30 losses for Trevor. And
Reasons,
the one thing,
excuses,
I will say there's a lot of the stats that say, oh, he's Daniel Jones. In 5 seasons, Daniel Jones has won 22 games. So, I mean,
he's a better quarterback than Daniel Jones.
Like I think some
by every measure.
You can put up those stats and say, oh, he's Daniel Jones, but Daniel Jones has played 5 seasons and won 22 football games. 22.
And there's something to be said for a guy that is solid, that, that he's a good representation of what your franchise should be. They like all this stuff, and you spend some money on that. But if you're $55 million and you're telling me that this guy's going to, with this contract, going to get you to a Super Bowl in the next 4 years, it's just not going to happen. It just feels like good money after bad. And I hear and I see that going, and I understand why they did it. And then I look at what Jerry is sitting, watching the numbers go up and up and up and up.
Your definition of what is all in and mine might not be the same thing.
So all in.
There's really only one definition, though. I mean,
well,
really. I mean, I'm not trying to pick it.
You're giving 110%.
Can have their own definition of what that means, but I've never not known us to be all in.
Yeah,
it's your truth, AJ. Whatever
it's my truth
is,
that's right.
You're all in. But the idea of him getting them there, you feel good. I think he's a very, very good quarterback who could win a Super Bowl, but that's not what they bought. They bought the next guy in line and the cornerstone of their franchise, who's stood through and solid through a couple of bad coaches, and they're a good situation now. But man, oh man, that money's going to get skinny here in 2 years.
Yep. No, I agree. The Gardner Minshew slander is wild. Gardner Minshew sucks. I'm sorry. I get it. He was a good character. He's got the mustache. It's a fun story. He's not good at football. Like he had a good run when his first year in Jacksonville. He was, I guess, respectable last season. He's not good. He's not good though. I mean, he shouldn't be a starting quarterback in the NFL. So when you've got Trevor Lawrence and you used to have Gardner Minshew, you feel a lot better about paying Trevor Lawrence $55 million or whatever.
Although, are you looking at your screen right now? You're going to tell me that you would not want this guy as your quarterback.
I don't want that.
What
as
a
my
glorious bastard.
I don't want that. I want, again, Trevor Lawrence. I think he's deceitful. He's fooled a lot of people with that hair because people think that Trevor Lawrence is handsome, and the truth is Trevor Lawrence is really quite gross looking.
Well, now he's got some money to go get it fixed.
I don't think he will. I don't think he's going to. I mean, that snout is oof.
Well, I think Tom Brady's got a guy.
Oh my God, Tom Brady's got to stop this. But I do believe I think that there is a correlation between handsome quarterbacks and success.
Like tattoos?
Very similar.
Okay, but to the positive. The better looking, the more successful, more tattoos, the less.
Yes. And there's like Joe Burrow looks like he could be a girl. And like Joe Burrow's pretty.
Yeah. Got some Joe cool to him.
Yeah. So there's a reason why he's had his success.
How do you explain Terry Bradshaw then?
Listen, the times have changed.
Actually,
Actually,
that was the 70s.
Terry Bradshaw was like a model in the 70s. That was like what men aspired to look like.
He was doing movies.
People wanted to look like Archie Bunker back then. Like, oh, that's the look.
Those are the good old days.
Yeah.
Though, when you could just get away with that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm trying to bring that back, Rob. Like, as you can tell by my look, I'm working hard to bring
the
our
Archie
society
Bunker
back
look.
to that. Yeah.
I'm trying to bring us back. All right.
I want people to say like, oh, that's what handsome is. You've got your flowing locks and, I try and I'm trying to change the game.
See, there we go.
For the everyman.
Right here. I think the Archie Bunker look should come back.
I wish. Boy, I could get there in a hurry. I'll skip the gym going forward. I'll be there. I mean, give me 6 months. I could be that.
So brass tacks before we run out of time on this. When you saw that Trevor signed and the Dak and Jerry situation, did that make this obviously they knew it was coming.
Of course.
You were foolish if you didn't. So anybody who goes, oh my gosh, the seat is even hotter, the intensity is even more. No, there's no more intensity today.
This is what it does. You scoffed at the idea that Trevor Lawrence is getting this. All it tells me is if teams don't have a quarterback, they will pay whatever it takes to get one or a guy that they think can be one. And I promise you, one of the other 31 franchises in the league looks at Dak and says, that guy can win for us. And they will pay him cartoon money if Jerry doesn't decide to. And when we look at Dak may get more than this.
Oh, he will. I have no doubt. He has to. I mean, that's just the way this game is played.
It's crazy because he's older than those guys, though.
Yeah.
But it won't shock me.
I just can't imagine that Jerry's going to pay that for a long term. He's just not going to do it.
Then somebody else is going to. And Jerry's going to be one of the guys who doesn't have a quarterback going, well, now what do we do? Now, to their credit, the Cowboys done a great job finding these guys. They found Tony Romo on a trash heap. They found Dak Prescott in the 4th round. Like I give credit to organizations who don't have to go out and pay through their nose or use a number 1 overall pick. If you can find quality quarterback play at a discount, good on you. It's just you've hit that home run twice. It's rare to hit home runs 3 at bats in a row.
That's the fear. But his name is Lance. Trey Lance.
Yep. We'll see.
New motion and all.
We'll see. All right. On the other side, we'll stay in Dallas. We'll talk about the Mavs Celtics game tonight. Do the Mavs have a chance? Are they done for? I think Rob believes in them. Rob believes.
They're just going to have fun, man. They're just going to go out and play the game as God intended.
Well, we'll see. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Do we have our brooms out, or will there be a Game 5? We will preview that. Plus, the U.S. Open is underway. Is Tiger Woods going to be around for the weekend? And if the Blitz had a shot, what would it be made out of? We'll ask you. The Blitz begins at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The best things in life They come in twos. 2 scoops of ice cream, 2 tacos. And now for a limited time, get our best deal of the year. Buy any phone when you switch to Consumer Cellular and get 2 months of service free. That's right, the same fast, reliable nationwide coverage as Big Wireless, now with 2 months free. Proof the best things in life really do come in twos. Visit consumercellular.com or call 1-888-FREEDOM. Second and third month of monthly base service fee waived for new customers with the purchase of a phone and activation by July 31st, 2024. Taxes, fees, and third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Introducing the Car Wash Place, your ultimate destination for a sparkling clean vehicle. Conveniently located at the corner of Stone Oak Parkway and Heater Road, right behind Walgreens. Sign up for the monthly membership on the Touch 4 Wash app and get unlimited washes starting at just $25.99. Plus, ask their expert team about offers on detailed waxing, ceramic coating with a 3-year warranty, hand washes, full detailing, headlight restoration, and more. Don't wash your car in a tub. Bring it to the Car Wash Place, the best spot for your car, RV, or boat.
Listen to this station anytime, anywhere on Odyssey. Odyssey is your new audio home for all the music, news, sports, and podcasts that matter to you. Odyssey. That's AUDACY.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. hims.com/joy.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando Whole Body Deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
Hey, this is Greeny. We'll tackle the NFL and dive into the NBA today at 10 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Morning Huddle on 94.1, San Antonio's Sports Star.
Are we about at the beginning of summer? Is it almost here?
We're
the solstice or whatever we call it when it begins.
We're not in summer yet?
I don't think it's officially summer.
The hell?
Because we're not there yet, and once summer begins, we won't take basketball or hockey with us. But
June 20th,
so a week before summer begins. Well, yeah, it's
balls hot for not being summer.
Man, at 9 o'clock when the sun's still shining through your window.
Yeah,
you're trying to go to bed.
Yeah.
So man, we got to fix this.
I got to. You got a drill?
I have several drills.
You want to loan me one?
I would be happy to.
That'd be awesome. Yeah, I got to
What are
hang
you
some
gonna do with this
curtains.
drill? Oh yeah, well, you need curtains.
I got to hang some curtains,
Just
man.
put some aluminum foil in the window.
I think
your neighbors will love you.
Honestly, they probably wouldn't care. That's the beauty. I live on the third floor. Excuse me. I don't think I've seen one of my neighbors yet.
That's good.
I know that 3 other people live on that floor, but I haven't even seen, like, in passing, one of them. I do have beef already with my neighbor across the hall.
Okay.
So we've got valet trash where, like, you leave your trash out and they come take it for you. But
every day or once a week?
It's like 6 days a week.
Oh, cool.
I think you can't do it on Sunday, but the way it works is you put your can out and you can have 2 bags in it and they'll come and pick it up. It's a nice little perk.
It is.
But you have to put your can out. Otherwise they won't take it, or they'll leave you like a note bitching at you. I found out the first day.
I didn't just set a bag out. You put
Okay. So I didn't know that rule. So the first time I set a bag out, they put a little note on my door saying, "This is how you do it." Well, my neighbor, he was leaving a bag out and they just didn't pick it up. And
then out of spite, he just left it out.
Yeah, and it sat there for like 5 days. Now there's like a stain on the they finally took it, or he took it, I don't know, but there's like a stain on the concrete where his trash leaked. And it doesn't stink yet, but I'm sure eventually it's going to stink. And I don't know. It's like, dude, just follow the rule.
Well, it's apartment life, man.
Yeah.
I'd rather deal with that than have to see you. You know what I mean?
Oh.
Or hear him tap dancing above my head.
I should have led the whole show with this story. Yesterday, I go home. I'm taking a nap. My kids are gone. I was super tired yesterday. I went home and crashed.
Go on.
And I woke up to like some commotion.
Like outside?
No, in my apartment. So I've got the little punch code safe next to my bed. And so
were you armed?
I pull a pistol out and walk into my kitchen, and I've got it like at my side because somebody's in my kitchen. Like I hear commotion.
What?
Yeah.
All right.
But then I see a tool bag on the countertop. So I peek around and I
like
see
a murder bag, like zip ties.
No, I had put in a maintenance request because I broke my microwave, and they were replacing the microwave.
But they don't tell you they're coming. They just
no, they did.
Oh,
so like on the request it was like, when is an okay time to enter? And I said whenever. Like, you know, there's an option for any time, because I don't want them to be like, oh well, this was the time we could do. You know, come fix my microwave.
And it's middle of the day, so they probably didn't knock too hard because they probably weren't supposed to be there.
He said, dude, we knocked 4 times. We were yelling maintenance.
Housekeeping.
But I mean, I apparently I was sleeping pretty hard. He was like, dude, so before
did he see the weapon?
No, I made sure not. I hate it when people do this, but I literally tucked it into my pocket.
Oh,
which is like probably the
dangerous, man.
And the pistol I had grabbed, I've got 2 in that box, and one's like a big, like a 45, like a 1911, a hand cannon. The one that I grabbed is a Smith & Wesson M&P, like, so it's got no safety. It's like, I was thinking the whole time I'm talking to you, I've got a pistol in my pocket that doesn't have a safety. I'm an idiot. This is how
you didn't like shoulder roll into the kitchen, draw on him with a bead on him.
Yeah. And he's like, oh man, I'm sorry. I knocked a couple times. I was saying maintenance. And I was like, oh boy. Well, all right, go ahead and
That's an occupational hazard. I mean, I'd be screaming, "Hello!"
Yeah,
I am not armed.
Once I got in the apartment, I would have announced myself again. Like, hey, just in case anybody's here, I'm here to replace your microwave.
And I am not a murderer.
So, but yeah, no murder happened, thankfully. But yeah, that was my. I was like, what the hell? And it's kind of my fault because
You need to get a dog.
I've got a second deadbolt. So there's one deadbolt that's controlled from the outside. Yeah. There's another one that's only from the inside. But I've been just locking that one. Like I open it and I close it and I just flip it shut. But he had a way to get in, obviously. So maybe partly my fault. But
no, it's not your fault at all.
Well, I didn't do anything wrong.
No, it's all your fault, dude. Lock that bottom lock.
That's what I'm going to do from now. But then he wouldn't have been able to replace my microwave in hindsight.
Yeah, but he'd eventually woke you up.
Oh, it's a good thing I didn't have my dog. That would have been a really bad situation. Although I guess the dog would have woke me up as soon as he started knocking.
Yeah, he'd have woke you up. But the alternative of that is you rolling in with a weapon. Like, dude, I'm just here to fix your microwave, bro.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I can't let this guy see it. So I was
half asleep, AJ, in his boxers.
And I'm like, dude, hurry
Show
up.
me your hands.
Get your ass out of here.
Show me your hands.
And of course, I can't go back to sleep after that.
No.
So I got like a 50-minute nap yesterday instead of my full nap.
You got up to cook something. Did you make some popcorn?
No, I can now though.
Yeah.
That's the good news. Dallas Mavericks on life support.
They're not dead yet, baby.
And you know what? We're going to, I guess in next hour, around 8:30, I'm going to play some sound. It really feels like Luka is getting unfair heat on this. Like it's Luka's fault they're not going to win or something like that. It feels really strange and not organic to me. Like it's almost like they pre-canned it and they were like, all right, if the Mavericks lose, we're going to say, oh, Luka, it's all your fault. That's what it feels like is happening. And I get it. What he did in game 3 at the end was probably irresponsible. I get it. He bitches at refs to an extent where he's not going to get calls and they've told him, hey, you got to cut that out. I get those things. But for like the mainstream media to be dumping blame on Luka, like he's the cause for them to be in this situation is wild to me.
He got him this far. And the complaining is getting old.
Yeah.
But he has been alone. He's alone. And when you're alone, I can see the complaining. And if your players aren't going to come, if your partners aren't going to be there, and the refs seem to be against you, I can see why you complain a little bit. Now, what he did the other day was unexcusable, but they also fouled him out with 5 minutes to go. One of the superstars of the league.
Also inexcusable in its own way. So, yeah, it's a weird thing going on there. But we'll get into the Mavericks more. And, I think they're done tonight. I think the way they lost is so crippling that they're going to roll over and take it. But I see your point that like the gentleman's sweep,
it's impossible to not think about, I'd rather be home and celebrate. I mean, I could win tonight and we could have a nice little party, but as soon as we have this little party, I'm getting on a plane and or I could just pack my bags, go home, prepare appropriately and have a nice party on Sunday night.
But you know what? If the Boston Celtics hadn't been in this situation before, because you remember last year, they were up 3-0. No, they weren't up 3-0. Were they up?
They were up 2-1 early against. You're talking about the Golden State.
No, I'm
series?
talking about the Heat series.
Oh, the Heat series,
where they ended up playing a game 7 on. I think it was where the Heat up 3-0 and the Celtics came all the way back, and then the Heat beat them again on their home floor.
Sounds about right.
I think the Heat won at Boston in game 7, if I'm not mistaken. So pull up that series. I just remember that going 7, and it was a 3-0 series that had to go 7.
It was. Let's see.
Yeah, Heat won game 1, game 2, game 3. Boston is the one who won the next 3 games and forced a game 7 in their building and then lost it. But I think that series probably alerted them to the fact that you can't jack around with these teams. You can't worry about where your home court, like where your celebration is. You just want to make sure you celebrate.
It was, this is not that team. There's different dudes.
No, you're right.
But this is the most difficult thing in sports. And now where they're backing the best player in all of the series into a corner. Can he answer?
Big changes in the UFC for a couple of cards happened yesterday, including what we've been hinting at, Conor McGregor out at UFC 303. We'll talk about what's going to replace it, when it's going to happen. Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
Are you the cup is half empty or the cup is half full kind of person? Or are you my cup overflows kind of person? Ben Stein writes, I cannot tell you anything that in a few minutes will tell you how to be rich, but I can tell you how to feel rich, which is far better, let me tell you firsthand, than being rich. Be grateful. It's the only totally reliable get-rich-quick scheme. End of quote. There is more to gratitude than training ourselves to pay attention to what is going right in our lives. Gratitude is the sense of gladness you have that a gift has been given and it must be acknowledged. And that's the challenge, not just to see it, but to acknowledge it. And in so doing, gratitude changes you. One researcher reveals that gratitude expressing people experience higher positive emotions like optimism and enthusiasm while being protected from destructive impulses like resentment and bitterness. So here's the challenge. If you feel grateful, express it. This is Mark Absher with the MacArthur Park Church of Christ. Visit our church online at macarthurchurch.org. The MacArthur Park Church of Christ, connecting God and people.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply or play stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a walk-up with central air and a skylight, and you found it. Now, every Friday night, you get to fall asleep to the sound of your downstairs neighbors' dance parties. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers not available in all states.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Gomez Law Firm has been taking care of the people of San Antonio for almost 50 years, the leader in personal injury law. Jose, tell us a little bit more about what you do.
We do ride-sharing cases, 18-wheeler cases. Obviously, we've done those for very many years. Work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, then you need to visit joegomezlaw.com.
We've been around for almost 50 years, and we're not going anywhere.
Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
San Antonio's Sports Star. San Antonio's Sports Center.
The Boston Celtics are headed for a sweep of the Mavericks, if they have anything to say about it. Game more tips tonight. It'll be the first world title opportunity for Boston since 2008 and their 18th in championship history. Tip at 7:30, 6:30 pregame right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Boom, 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 boom. UFC 303. We've been talking about what are they going to do? What's going to happen? Is Conor going to fight? Is he not going to fight? No, Conor McGregor is not going to fight at UFC 303. A lot came down yesterday after our show. There was hints and there was little nuggets being dropped. But it turns out that a couple days before last Monday? Yeah,
it was like the presser was going to be, was it last Sunday or Monday?
I think it was last Monday was supposed to be the presser. Conor apparently got hurt 2 days before that. And the hope was that he could, recover. Mm-hmm. He's never had to pull out of a fight before. The hope was he could recover and show up and be there for the actual fight. But now the fight is off. Bad news for the UFC, obviously. You're not going to find any way to replace a Conor McGregor fight. This was would have been a huge payday for the UFC, huge pay-per-view buys. I get it. They tried at first to put someone in there with Michael Chandler that made sense. The problem is not really anybody made sense for it to be like the headliner of a pay-per-view. The only reason this could headline a pay-per-view is because it's Conor McGregor.
Right.
Both these guys have lost 3 of their last 4 fights. Like, this isn't the highest level of MMA. It was the biggest star is what it boiled down to. It looks like they're going to try and rebook this fight now for August or September. But what we did get is a new headliner. Alex Pereira defending the light heavyweight title against Yuri Prochazka, the former champion, is atop the card now. This is a much better fight. This is a much higher level MMA fight, certainly. The pay-per-view buys will be significantly less, though.
Yeah, I know.
There's no way around it. Although Alex Pereira is turning into a real star. He does have some star power. He fought at UFC 300 against Jamal Hill. He had broke 2 toes during that fight. But he's like, whatever. I'm gonna come in here and do it anyway. Speaking of Jamal Hill, who was supposed to be the co-main event for UFC 303, it was Jamal Hill against Carlos Olberg, and that's not going to happen now. Jamal Hill's injured; he's going to pull out, and they are replacing. Replacing Jamal Hill with a guy that was supposed to fight this weekend. So they're shuffling cards around. I'm not in love with Jamal Hill. I think that I like Carlos Olberg as a fighter. I want to see him fight. They're giving him a guy in Ikram Aliskerov who is 15-1. He's 2-0 in the UFC. This is an uber prospect. So he's deserving of this. So it's good. I'm sorry. I'm mistaken. He's moved to another card. I mixed this up. I apologize. Anthony Smith is going to fight against Carlos Olberg now. So that's the new, but it's now not the co-main event either because they've got a new co-main event.
I think you've just described the chaos.
It's chaos. It is chaos.
And what's wrong with?
We're not going to let you know because he doesn't want anybody to know what's wrong with him. Like he doesn't want anybody to know what his weakness is. Which I guess I get it, but there's a reason why we didn't hear about what the injury was because in case it could have actually happened.
But now I get it. And now, if they were trying to fight, maybe you don't want to let somebody know you got a bad back or whatever.
Right.
But now, if we're putting this thing off to August until whoever it is or whatever it is healthy, what does it matter if I know or not? And still, we have no word as to what the problem was or is.
And the head. So Aliskerov, who was supposed to fight this weekend, is now going to fight on June 22nd next weekend, UFC on ABC, which is a big card for them because it's in Saudi Arabia. So this was like a huge event they were putting on. Robert Whittaker he was going to face Hamzat Chimaev, and Chimaev had to pull out with an injury. And so they grabbed somebody from this week's card and put him on that card.
What I was looking at McGregor. It was a year ago where he got in that fight at the Heat game, at the Celtics game, where he got in a fight, and there's a lawsuit still bouncing around after that.
Yeah, there's always
when he punched the mascot.
Yep,
that was a year ago. That's what hurt him.
You think that's what it was?
His last win.
Broken fingers.
It was his last win.
It was his last win.
Took down the Heat.
Last knockout.
Until you tell me that you're able to fight and you're better, I'm going to think that there's something far more significant because the way you're talking just tells me how important McGregor's name is and how valued, how important it was for him to fight that they were even going to try. We're not even going to tell you what it is, but we're going to try to put this on anyway, just to keep the anchor that is the headline that McGregor is. Putting it off and bouncing things around, that's never the kind of thing you want to see at this time.
The problem is Conor McGregor's now in his 30s, 35, 36, whatever he is. You're not going to bounce back from injury the way you could back in the. He doesn't fight often enough to be in like full-time fight shape. And I just think that at some point your body isn't, it doesn't respond the same way that it, like, because I said this yesterday, McGregor's never pulled out of a fight with an injury. He fought with a torn ACL and won. Like this is a dude who, when he decides he's going to fight, he wants to put on that show. And he is a showman. There's a reason why he's the highest paid guy in this game. It's because he brings the most money because he does things for the fans. But I think that he thought he was going to be able to bounce back and just wasn't able to.
What's the ESPN there? When he was trying to intimate that he was hurt, but he didn't want to tell us what the problem was. When he didn't show up for the presser and they were saying we're going to have to delay it. What's the ESPN reporter? Their UFC guy. We heard the sound from him. I can't remember his name.
Oh no, we've heard the sound from Ariel Hawani.
That's Ariel.
He's not Ariel, on ESPN, but
he was at one point.
Yeah, at one point he was. Yeah.
he was being so delicate in how describing what was going on with Connor. It makes sense in hindsight that they were still trying to put a fight on, and he didn't want to put it out there. But even then and even now, I'm just unaccustomed. Normally, you get an excuse or a reason. We're not fighting because Conor McGregor pulled an ab muscle. I mean, it's not. He's just hurt. He's just unable to perform.
If I were them, like if Conor hurt his knee,
they'd tell us, wouldn't they?
I would say, and if Conor said, I don't want anybody to know, I don't want him to know about my knee, I would say, all right, well, Conor hurt his elbow. Like, what? I'd make up something.
Right. Okay. So even with that, but we didn't even get that because you don't want to minimize, like you say you hurt his elbow, but in fact, he's dealing with something far worse. Well, you minimized it. You didn't. A man of his value and import, if it was a minor injury, we would know.
Yeah.
If it was a little thing, they'd say, oh, he's going to be fine. He's fighting in August. It's a bad shoulders. They'll tighten up or whatever it is. The longer you go without hearing anything, and we're delaying this fight, it could happen in August, no definite date, tells me that there's still questions to be answered, that they're still searching for whatever that fix is for whatever the injury or sickness or illness might be. Until you tell me otherwise, I'm going to continue to think that this is far worse than they're letting on.
It very well could be. It very well could be, but I'll at least say they did a good job of saving the event. Because that the Anthony Smith is going to step in and face Carlos Ulberg. That moved down now to the third fight. They got Diego Lopes and Brian Ortega going against each other in the co-main event, which is a great fight also, that they just kind of threw together out of nowhere. So they did a good job of saving this event. Alex Pereira was on a promotion, or not a promotional tour. He was doing like seminars around the world. Alex Pereira, when they called him, was in Australia, like doing like kickboxing seminars in Australia. And they're like, hey, we need you to come get ready for a fight.
This is going to be a good fight. A guy was in Australia teaching other guys stuff. See, I don't know.
This is,
I'll trust you on preparation and being ready for a big fight. If they'll be ready, then they'll be ready.
Most top tier guys stay ready.
Okay.
Like it's hard. Like, Conor McGregor's an exception. The way Conor McGregor lets his body go after fights. There's a reason why Conor McGregor he keeps moving up in weight classes. The reason Conor McGregor's he's got knockouts in 3 different weight classes. It's not how it normally works.
The natural growth of a man.
No. It's the natural growth of your wallet that says I don't have to work as hard anymore.
So you're going to buy the card? You're going to watch it?
Yeah, I'll watch the card. For sure.
Watch
it? Yeah. This fight between Yuri and Pereira is, to me, it's fascinating enough. Like they fought at UFC 295. It was a good fight. I thought it was a close fight. I think they're well matched. So yeah, I want to see it. I'll watch that fight. In fact, like I said, from a non-casuals point of view, the card got better, but they're going to get way less casual money. And that's the amount of casual money you're going to not get off of a Conor McGregor fight it's a significant number.
And they scheduled it perfectly for the American market. Our thirsts are about to change. We're losing basketball. We're losing hockey. There's no football. Baseball's in the Monday.
Yeah.
This was going to be the Conor McGregor week. It was going to be probably the biggest sporting event of the week.
Yeah.
And gone. Just gone.
Poof. There is a little boxing this weekend. Tank Davis against Frank Martin.
And it's
on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's an easy to watch fight, right?
Yep, easy to watch fight. So if you got Amazon Prime, you can watch it.
We like Tank.
Good
big
fight.
Fans.
Yeah, good fight. It always fascinates me that Tank Davis he's like one of the smallest people I've ever been around. And I'm always fascinated by very, very tiny people who are good at violence. It's like, there's been occasions in his life where someone didn't take him seriously. And he probably lit their asses up.
It's funny you bring that up because when I was a kid, my favorite fighter was Sugar Ray Leonard.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up and, watched him in the Olympics. I watched the Duran and all that stuff. I finally got a chance to meet Ray Leonard. And he was a little. I couldn't.
Little guy.
In my mind, he's 6'5".
No.
Walked up on Ray Leonard, and no, where's Ray? There he is, right there.
Yeah,
5'5", 5'6". He's a little bit taller than that, but just shocking. You just don't expect, like you said, men of violence.
Yeah.
To be a different, you just think they're always going to be bigger than you.
I've done probably, I don't know, 50 or 60 radio rows for boxing events.
Mm-hmm.
Like I used to do it all the time. Like before I lived in Vegas, I flew out to Vegas usually 10 or 12 times a year
just to
go cover boxing events. And you see these guys on TV all the time, and almost all of them, when you get around them in person, it's like, wow, you're a lot smaller than I expected you to be. The exception has been Tyson Fury.
Big man.
My God.
Joshua's a big dude, too. Anthony Joshua was 6'5".
Yeah. Heavyweights often are bigger than you expect, besides Mike Tyson, who, when you meet Mike Tyson, you're like, really? This was the guy that was just wrecking everybody.
About 5'7".
Yeah, it does. He just feels slight. But you get around Tyson Fury, you get around Deontay Wilder, you get around Anthony Joshua. It's like, these are big freaking dudes.
That's what you expect those guys to look.
Yeah. Oh, you're the baddest man on the planet.
You run into a super light, and you're like, man, you're tougher than I'll ever be.
Yep.
But I feel like I could fold you in half and put it in my pocket.
Yep. Exactly that. All right. Let's talk some Caitlin. We haven't talked to her at all.
She made SportsCenter's top 10 with a reverse layup. She made a top 10 play. That good.
It might have been the only basket she made last night. We'll talk about Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Ready for the ultimate outdoor adventure? 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star has your chance to win a getaway to Telluride, Colorado. Your prize package includes airfare and luxurious hotel accommodations for two, plus thrilling expeditions like fly fishing, kayaking, ATV rides, and more. And it could be all yours. Enter once per day at sasportstar.com. You must be 18 or older to play. This is an Alpha Media company-wide contest. One winner will be chosen. Complete rules at sasportstar.com. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Enter now at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
An altercation with an overzealous fan on Wednesday evening in Las Vegas. Apparently, the NBA top draft pick, Victor Wembanyama.
Very nice.
Okay. The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
The Ace Superhero Comic Con presented by Thomas J. Henry is coming June 20th through the 23rd. Meet Star Trek's Chris Pine, Spider-Man Far From Home star Jake Gyllenhaal, Pirates of the Caribbean's Orlando Bloom, Star Wars Diego Luna, She-Hulk's Tatiana Maslany, and the Marvel's Aman Vellani. Plus, the Supermen, Ghostbusters Ernie Hudson, and Arrow's Stephen Amell and David Ramsey. Get your event passes now at pmxevents.com. That's pmxevents.com.
Celebrate Father's Day this year at Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Introducing the TaylorMade QI10 Max Driver and Irons. Score up to $400 in gift cards when purchasing TaylorMade products. And from Bushnell, the new Tour V6 Series laser rangefinders provide you the most accurate distances in golf. Now $50 off. Shop with us this Father's Day in store or online. Edwin Watts Golf Shops by Worldwide Golf. Get there.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio representing people and families who've been injured in traffic collisions since 1994. The reason it's important to call me as soon as possible is the number of tricks and mistakes you can make, even up to talking to insurance companies, which I'm going to tell you not to do. And also some of the billing practices at our local hospitals. And over the last year, I've seen more and more of this, where hospitals are asking patients to assign benefits they do not have to assign, all in an effort to get more money to the hospital than they would receive if all you used was your health insurance. When you call, I will give you your options. We'll talk about your case. And all of that is free of charge. If you or a family member has been injured in a traffic accident, whether car, commercial truck, motorcycle, I want you to call me as soon as possible after the collision. My number, 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or go to my website at alawyerforus.com.
They say health is wealth, and I could not agree more. That's why if you or somebody in your life is living with everyday aches and pains, I want to tell you about Relief Factor. And I'm telling you, I can feel the difference. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that helps fight pain naturally. Naturally. Now that's a big deal. Developed by doctors. Relief Factor's unique formula of ingredients all work together to help support your body's response to inflammation. Instead of masking pain for a couple of hours, Relief Factor actually helps reduce or even eliminate your pain for good. Whether it's neck, back, joint, or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, give Relief Factor a try. In 3 weeks, you will know if it's working because you'll feel it. For instance, I was sent Relief Factor to try, and I've been taking it every single day. I'll tell you what, I feel the difference every day. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF. That's 1-800-4-RELIEF. Save on your first order. Don't let pain tell you how to live. Fight back naturally with Relief Factor. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Minix here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower on player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You know, you've probably heard me talking about Stevens Roofing for a long time now. Summer is here, and that means long, hot days for everyone and everything, including your roof. Did you know our hot Texas sun pounding down on your roof can degrade and age your roof? You need a reliable roofer, and that is Stevens Roofing. They're online at stevensroofing.net, or you can give them a call at 210-785-0994. That's Stevens Roofing, 210-785-0994.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Breakfast Taco Friday continues. We
dined on salsas.
We started a tradition last week, a new tradition, a tradition unlike any other, where we said, hey, let's see who makes good breakfast tacos. Let's see. Let's everybody's got different opinions, and we need to have a. You know what we need to make? Vic? We need a list with all three of our names, and a power ranking, so we can that way we can move them up and down. Last week we had Benny's.
Went to Benny's
off Walsham, yeah,
and we had carne asada, so we got that again today.
We want to compare apples to apples. Benny's has better apples than salsas.
Yes, they did.
Yeah,
it might have been an off day for salsas. Who knows? It might have been.
You never
late in the
know.
morning, but Benny's was
it was a little tough.
A little's nice. Oh, that's a nice way to put it.
Maybe they had already sold out of the carne asada, been cooking for the last 14 hours, and this was a fresh batch because that first batch.
Oh yeah, because we came late in the morning.
Maybe that was it, but I don't want to. One taco doesn't make a restaurant, but it wasn't as good as Benny's.
But listen, man, when you walk in, you never know when a food critic's going to walk in your door.
True. You got to be ready, on point all the time. And Benny's, well done. I think in the power rankings, you hold supreme.
Yeah.
Salsas, we'll give you another shot down the road, but right now.
Benny's, just like this might be a one-off bad taco for salsas.
Exactly. And we might have had a one-off good Benny's.
We might have had the best Benny's batch ever. But I'm telling you, I'll be back to the one where I had the best batch from.
I'll give him another shot.
Yeah. So I said that this tastes like if you were at a high school football game and they said, hey, we're doing a fundraiser for the band and we've got $3 carne asada tacos. This is what they would serve you.
Vic, how much was the taco?
I think there were 3 something each, something like that.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
it was. I mean, today's prices. Yeah.
How was it compared to Benny's? How much was Benny's?
Benny's was, I think, about the same. Yeah, right under 4.
Oh, wow.
Right. They're doing their market research. They know what I'm going.
Yeah, they
Now,
know.
Well, I was going to say, if this was significantly cheaper, then I would understand.
Right.
Like,
Then I might go for the value. And, there's a lot of the ones now that if you buy 3 of the same kind, you get a break. Like,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the bean and cheese there at Salsa's is like $1.89 or just right under $2. So that's pretty cheap.
as long as there's a lot of it.
Yeah, before 89 cents was a bean and cheese, but now.
Well, I remember in my day, Taco Bell had a $59, $79, $99 menu.
Yeah.
And expensive stuff at Taco Bell was 99 cents.
Yeah, that was the most it
We
cost.
call those the good old days.
Those were the good old days. Now my son somehow spends like $24 at Taco Bell on just him.
Well,
I mean,
I'm sure he's bringing in a wheelbarrow full of tacos, though. Man. That's still a lot of food, bro.
It's a lot.
You spend $25 at Taco Bell, you're bringing home some crunch, baby.
Yeah. Because they both have those credit cards where like their parents can control or put money in them. So I get alerts when either one of them spends money, and it'll be like, Jake spent $24 at Taco Bell. I'm like, what? How?
Did he bring me something?
No,
that's
it's just him. Yeah.
Okay, so do you follow your kids' transactions like via Venmo or PayPal or anything like that?
No.
Wouldn't
I don't think they have that stuff.
Well,
Like, they just have this card. That's their only. And now my son works at a bar, so the older one, so he's got cash tips that he makes. I don't know what he's spending that on.
Real money.
But usually, what he does is he'll give that money to his mom and money in his account.
I got you. So this is like a debit card,
Yeah.
a parent's debit card.
Yeah.
Venmo, and they have the reason.
Yeah.
You don't want to follow your kids' reasons.
No,
when they're off it. No, you don't want to see like $12.95 for a 6-pack. All the stuff that they're buying beforehand, and now it's just available to everyone to see why or how you're spending the money. People choose to publicize it.
Well, you have to.
Well, you could just put
a whatever,
like a $3. Yeah, you can put whatever you want. Now, when you see your kids spending money, you're like, man, I don't want you spending money on that, even though I probably shouldn't even know that they were, and really shouldn't even care.
It's none of your business, Dad.
Like, why are you Venmoing somebody money at 4 a.m.? What exactly is going on at 4 a.m.?
Yeah. Why did you Venmo $300 to this girl and have pictures of 2 cantaloupes?
What's going on? I don't get it. What is this? You like squash now? I had no idea eggplant was a big...
two cantaloupes and a peach.
I don't
What's
get
that?
It. Why are you buying produce at 4 a.m.? I shouldn't know these things.
Huh. Well,
and then publicizing.
The more you know.
Sharing it.
The more you know.
Did Salsas? How do they accept money? Are they modern? Did they take like tap pay?
Not tap pay. I always give them a card or cash.
Just curious.
Okay. Do you always so you don't write a check to them?
No.
Okay, that's good.
That's part of the power.
I haven't written a check in 20 years.
But he's like, when he says, "Do they take tap?" You're like, "Oh, I always give them a card or cash." Okay. Like, what's the other option, Vic?
That's it.
Gold.
Yeah. Well, tap is the only one missing.
That's also a card. That's
okay. Yeah, they don't tap it, but they get the card and they write through old school.
I melt silver and come.
Yeah, I was at a restaurant last night. It was one of those places where they actually bring the whole unit to you, and you can stick the card in.
Miller's does.
And they turn it towards you, and it had like 25, 35, 45% tip. Where they, it's like it's already pre-programmed. I looked down. I was like, seriously, I had like 35% tip. Already like I could just tap it if I wanted to.
You know what? I think that's the biggest mistake those places make is they'll do like a lot of them will say 20%, 25%, or 30%.
I think that's what mine was. And I was like, I'm not tipping.
Like
so nothing.
Yeah, there's some people who will just say none because like if you would start it at 15,
right, the typical amount,
do 15, 20, or 25. Now I'm a low end 20% tipper. Like I don't unless something's a disaster, I'm tipping 20%.
I'm kind of an over tipper most of the
time.
time.
I am too. Like I generally go 25%. But if the only options you give me are over tipping,
it makes me mad.
It does. It frustrates me. I will say this: I like that system where they bring the pay station to your table. In Europe, that's all they're allowed to do. So they're like if you're a waiter, you're not allowed to take my card and leave with it.
Oh, I like that idea.
So basically, they are like, yeah, we don't want to be, we don't ever want your card to be out of your sight.
I'm with it.
So wherever you go, they bring the machine to you. And I like that. I wish everybody would do that.
So we went, this is one of the, I've started abiding by I'm not tipping anyone if the menu's on the wall.
Okay.
I'm trying to find a separator because everybody wants tips now. So I got to find a line. And this is one of those restaurants where you got a little bit of waiter and waitress help, but there's also order at the, you got a little bit of both. You order and you get help later. It's one of those things.
Did they carry the food out to you?
Well, not the server. Somebody else brought the food.
They refill your drinks?
Yeah, they did, and brought drinks and other stuff. So no, I tipped her, but it was one of those like, how much is
kind of an in-between
spot she really do? Because she didn't take my order initially. Somebody else brought the order, though she took care of the order. Like, you need anything, that kind of stuff, and make sure our drinks were full. So I'm stuck with that when you get there, and then they hand you that little device, and you're trying to, okay, 20, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do my own. And as soon as you do that, she can tell. I mean, they know which button you're pressing. They know immediately what the tip's going to look like. And as soon as you go to alternate or other
custom tip,
custom,
I always
like
custom tip.
I could just see her eyes roll back, like, oh, great, $2. Like, no, I'm not going to do that. But
I mean, I don't know, like at a bar, like I tip per drink.
If I don't tip you when you get me the drink, I ain't giving you a tip for past drinks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll tip you right then. I'm not going to tip you for all 8 drinks. $1 a drink.
Yeah, I think that's fair. So, like, what about this? Like, let's say you sit down at a bar and you're going to sit down and watch the game at this bar. I found a place up by my house or by my apartment called the Hoppy Monk.
Oh, wonderful place.
It's a good spot, man. I like that place. But it looks like a lot of people are eating there. I wasn't there. I just wanted to drink a couple beers. And they don't really have TV, but I was like, I wanted to drink some beers.
It's not a place to hang unless you're playing games with friends. It's not a TV bar.
Or it's a place to drink beer.
Yeah.
And I like to just drink beer sometimes. So I just went and sat at the bar and I was going to drink a few beers. I gave them my card. They start a tab. If you do something like that and you get your card back, what do?
I'm tipping.
You tip
if it's 20%? The same person, if it's the same person all the way through. Yeah, especially if I'm sitting across from a bartender and it was that person all the way through. I'll tip just like a waitress.
I'm the same way.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. But if I'm paying cash for a drink at a bar, or if they're making me swipe my card every time,
no, one at a time, one tip at a time.
Yeah, that's the way it works.
I want to be a good tipper. I do. And the modern era where everybody's asking for tips, everybody's going to suffer because I can't tip the way I used to tip. I can't.
Yeah.
Especially if I'm standing up. I don't like to tip if I've ever had to stand up. Cloth napkins are required. I used to type these rules. Like paper napkins, you ain't getting tipped.
That's tough.
Barbecue joints. I feel the need to tip, but I don't know who to tip.
I think when you tip like on the machine, it's like a tip share.
Yeah, I hope those are when you tip as I order.
And I'm hoping that I've got some
leftover bennies.
Got some
salsas,
some goat meat stuck in my teeth here. I think that they give some of that to like the meat cutters and things like that. Like
better.
They should be getting tipped too.
Okay, here's the other one. Carry out
is usually 10%.
Okay, so that's good.
Yeah, but there's some people like I won't tip carry out guys. They're like they got to get all your food together. They put it in the bag. Make sure you get your plasticware, your napkins, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like somebody's got to do that job. Like, and I get it.
And I would hope they're tip sharing as well.
They are.
I hope they're not relying on that. But I tip those guys. And I'll tell you, up until pandemic, until lockdown, I didn't. I do now, but I didn't used to. I never tipped those guys.
Yeah. Did you ever work in the service industry?
I never was a server. Mm-hmm. I've never done that, but I guess I never. I mean, I've worked for tips, but not there. I was dancing.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Different.
Yeah, I was I waited tables and tended bar, and I think when you do that, you just kind of your outlook on it changes.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm with you that like it's kind of just gotten out of control where
we need to standardize our tipping practices where we know, because I'm never going to tip at any place where where it's like a franchise, and I know, minimum. I just know, and don't ask me. And it demeans you, and it demeans me.
Yeah. I mean, if you're making a full wage, you shouldn't be asking for tips.
Now, when I was a boat driver down on the river, I used to ask for tips, but we
Oh.
weren't allowed. It was like, we have to say, for a job well done, your boat captain appreciate a tip or gratuity.
Okay.
And I mean, we'd ask for it. I would stand at the edge of the boat and look you in the eye as you were walking off. Like,
you know what?
Yeah, it's uncomfortable, but I would do it.
It is, and it's like the when the van takes you to the airport,
Right? And
and like they feel like they've got to carry your bag, and it's like, dude, I can carry my own bag, but you still have to. You're like, oh, give this dude a few bucks.
I make it uncomfortable. I would make it uncomfortable, man. You better reach for some cash.
That's tough. Yeah. What was how often would you get tipped?
Oh, every boat. I mean, that's how we made our money.
No, but I mean, what percentage of patrons would not tip you?
Oh, I would say 10%. Our goal was my goal was to pull $50 off a boat.
And how long was the ride?
About 45 minutes.
Okay. That's not bad.
No, it wasn't good though. But I mean, you look for more or less. But if you could pull 50 a boat, you probably put 50 people on. So, but you got one guy with a family. You're hoping you're going to get that, and they leave you like a fistful of drachmas, which you would get like people tipping you in foreign money. What was that?
Yeah. Now, did you? I mean, I guess you also got a wage for driving the boat as well.
Yeah, I did, and see that I'm not going to discuss what we got. That's up to what that company was, but there was a wage involved.
Was it more or less than minimum wage?
It was more than the minimum wage.
See, so you're a hypocrite.
I am.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, game the system.
I hope nobody from the IRS is listening.
Game the system.
I never received a tip physically from that job ever. I don't know why you would think I did. That was all alleged, and it was a story that I just made up.
Well, now we've talked about tipping and goat meat this segment, so we'll actually hit on Caitlin Clark, and then we'll get to some of this Luka sound on the other side too. I think Luka is maybe being treated a little unfairly. Is he a loser? Yeah. But everybody on the Mavericks are losers. Jason Kidd's a loser.
You're down 0-4. It's not just his fault. But
no way.
When you're the best player on the team, there are expectations. A little of both. He's alone and frustrated. He just needs to have fun, AJ. Just have fun is really the key.
We'll hear some sound on that coming up. It's a Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
eBay Motors is here for the ride. Go ahead, feel your engine. Admire that perfectly installed exhaust. Your vehicle's moving along this freeway like it was made from fresh installs and a whole lot of love. With eBay Motors, you get over 122 million parts to keep it running. And with eBay Guaranteed Fit, they'll be the perfect fit every time. Plus, at these prices, well, we're burning rubber, not cash. Keep your ride or die alive at ebaymotors.com. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Free is key during Craftsman Days at Lowe's. Right now, get one free Select V20 tool when you buy a Select Battery 2-pack. Plus, get your choice of a V20 drill or impact driver kit for $69. Don't miss your chance to save on the high-quality, high-performance tools you need during Craftsman Days. Because Lowe's knows tools. Lowe's knows home improvement. Valid through 6/19. While supplies last. Selection varies by location.
As a roofer, spring means the start of my busy season, which means I've got to get organized. With help from Beacon, I can save time with Beacon Pro Plus and 24/7 access to live pricing, delivery tracking, order history, and more. Plus, this spring, I can earn $1,000 and the chance to win a $25,000 backyard renovation just by buying my CertainTeed shingles online with Beacon. No purchase necessary. Now that's what I call a spring cleanup. Visit BECN.com for official rules and to start earning entries.
We all know what UV rays can do to our skin, but they can also do damage to your car. Keep that from happening with 303 Protectant. 303 Protectant keeps the sun's harmful rays from causing fading and cracking in rubber, plastic, or vinyl surfaces. From the dashboard to the tires, 303 Protectant keeps your car looking new longer. Get 303 Protectant today at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Visit 303radio.com for more information.
Diamonds Direct has done it again. This month only, get ready for an offer you can't resist. Buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right, a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet will not last long. Detailed at diamondsdirect.com.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around.
Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it. That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511. Text GOOD to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. American-made, doctor-developed, clinically proven whole-body deodorant. Built for men, built for hard work. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 five-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 5050 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 5050. Go to shopmando.com, code 5050 for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 5050.
George gets justice. In life's most challenging moments, getting the right help matters most if you've been injured. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers. With a track record of success and a dedication to their clients, George gets justice. George Salinas Injury Lawyers is not just a law firm. They're your support system. Get George at George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Caitlin.
What were they wearing? Throwbacks? What
Wep-
exactly was the WNBA wearing last night?
Did I hurt you when I said Caitlin?
Caitlin? No.
The name's weaponized now. I don't know if you've noticed that. Weaponized.
It was weaponized before, but it was a Jenner that weaponized it.
That's right.
Not a Clark.
She says, hey, I don't want you using me to fuel your nonsense. She said, any racist or misogynistic comments are not acceptable. People should not be using my name to push their agendas. It's disappointing. It's not acceptable. Treating every single woman in this league with the same amount of respect, I think it's just a basic human thing that everybody should do. Because she's a famous white lady basketball player. She has now, I told you there's a crowd that I think doesn't care about basketball, especially women's basketball, don't care about women in general. They just care that there's a white girl playing at a game dominated by non-white people, and they're looking her as a folk
she'd be
hero.
taking the same heat if she was black doing the same things. You don't think so?
0. No, I shouldn't say taking the same heat. She would not be getting the same flowers thrown at her. We would not be treating her like she is some sort of walking gift that, we're lucky to even be watching her play basketball.
I don't disagree, but she did come in with some bona fides that if anybody had walked in with the numbers she had thrown up, I mean, whether you agree with the comparison to Pete and all the scoring and whether it was a fair comparison or not, it was a comparison made, and whether it was her or anybody else who's come out over the last several years
Rob,
that have been big time. I'm not disagreeing because I do think White has a role in this, but that was part of the hype. This, I think, is different where
Rob,
we are now.
Zach Edey's won back-to-back Player of the Years. I'm sure he'll come and get the same kind of hype that Caitlin Clark's getting, right?
Well, if Zach had just beaten Pistol Pete's all-time scoring record and been the Player of the Year 4 consecutive years and led his team, maybe. But now this is different. What we're dealing now with is her. It's not just being white. It's her being so damn popular. That's all this is now. Now, before, I get it. There was the South Carolina thugs and the nice girls coming from other places. I get it. You were right. Yeah. And I do think there is a little bit of black-white going on here, but I think it's more than that. I think it's you have not earned what you're getting. You just haven't earned it. No matter what, you haven't earned it. And we can call it misogyny. We can call it, we can call it racist. It's just petty. This is just people being petty, looking at someone going, I've done more than you for twice as long, and I never got half as much. And look at what you're doing and getting. And I think there are white players mad at her. There are Asian players mad at her. There are black players mad at her. There are younger, older. Everybody's mad at her because they look at her as this thing that we can project onto. And her reaction to this as a 22-year-old child, and she's a woman, so she's a little bit more mature than a 22-year-old man, but she's still a 22-year-old with this. Can you imagine being asked that question? That you're, hey, AJ, your name's been weaponized. You're like, what? I don't even know what that means. I just want to play basketball and sell some shoes. That's really all it is. So I'm thoroughly impressed with what she's done. And as much as they try to say, no, it's not right. It's not. It is petty. It is jealousy. It is just the most basic of human emotions. Color has nothing to do with it. They're just jealous.
I think the color has nothing to do with it.
Say nothing.
With the players.
It absolutely does have something to do with it. But I don't think it's to the extent that we're trying to paint it. It is just a bunch of people that feel like you haven't paid your dues. And if you want to prove to me otherwise, somebody come out and defend her. No one? No. Not even a white player has come out and said, hey, back off of Caitlin. She's 22. She's played 20 pro basketball games. That's it. That's the sum total of her professional life. And we're jumping on her, weaponizing her name? What?
Well, good news. Last night, the Fever was a weapon. 91-84 win. I mean, you've got to admit, Rob, after starting out 1-7, they are now 4-10.
Poke the bear.
The bear has been poked. Although Caitlin stunk it up again last night. She was not good. Caitlin, 3 of 11 from the field, 7 points, 7 turnovers.
Wow.
That's not a great stat line, but Aaliyah Boston picked up the slack, 27 points in the win, 13 rebounds. And the Fever get a win over the Dream, 91-84. The Fever's next game, oh yes, against the Chicago Sky.
So this is like round 2
on Sunday, 11 a.m. CBS broadcast television. Yeah, what do you know about that?
I didn't realize.
Going up against the final round of the U.S. Open is going to be Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese, and I already forgot, what's that other gal's name that knocked her down? Kennedy Carter?
Yeah, something like that.
Kennedy Carter. Will she assault Caitlin again?
I cannot wait to see the highlights. I probably won't see it live.
What do you mean?
I'm probably going to miss it. I hate to.
How could you miss this game?
Well, because there's something more important around the corner, or I might be asleep. You never know.
Maybe I think what it is you're forgetting the last time these two teams played. It was what us in the business call an instant classic.
Well, it happened like 3 minutes in, right?
71-70 was the final.
Woo!
It came down to the very end. Will the Sky get their vengeance on the Fever?
I just want to know who Caitlin's dating. I really care about her.
Connor McCaffrey.
Well, that's really what I care about. Let's forget about the on the court stuff. I mean, are they happy? Are they dating? Are they going to nice places?
See, the 109er says, I hope Clark hits 10 threes. Why? Because she's white.
Why not?
Because she's white.
Don't project her misogynistic ideas.
I think what like when she said that, she was like, I haven't seen much of that. That all the other lady basketball players were like, you might want to check our mentions, honey.
Yeah.
You might want to check old twitter.com and you'll see what's out there.
Well,
and then she was like, oh, now that I've seen that, yeah, you guys are right. Don't weaponize me.
I hate to break it to you, but by Twitter, Caitlin is not loved. By the Twitter standards, she is the third most hated WNBA player. Behind the person that assaulted her.
Kennedy.
And behind LSU eyelashes.
Oh, but Bayou Barbie,
Yeah.
Angel Reese.
Angel Reese. Those two are far more unpopular, but she is the third most disliked.
On the Q
according to the
ratings?
number of tweets that mention things like Caitlin sucks or I hate Caitlin. There's only two more WNBA players with more hate.
I got to start tweeting my feelings about WNBA players.
Just throw it out there. And but the funny thing is the list that I went through, there's a bunch of names that I've never even heard of that people hate, which,
Anybody hate Cameron Brink?
No one can hate Cameron
No.
Brink.
Anybody hate Asia Wilson?
Let's find out here. Lots of people hate Asia. It's her hair. Okay.
She went prematurely gray. It's not her
Asia Wilson is just below Diana Taurasi and barely ahead of Chelsea Gray in the hated portion of the WNBA. So here's the most hated. We got Angel, we got Kennedy, we got Caitlin. Then Aaliyah Boston, the Fever own a lot of hatred.
Well, listen, she's teaming up with that white girl.
She crossed over, man. She brought another one home. Let's see, Kelsey Mitchell.
Or they hate her because she didn't help Caitlin up, maybe.
Oh, wait, Cameron Brink
Who's hating her?
Is the seventh most disliked WNBA player.
Oh, man.
She's barely ahead of Brittany Griner.
It's so fun. So Cameron Brink, the felon that we had to trade a war criminal for.
Yep, that dope smuggling Brittany Griner.
We had to trade the merchant of death for her.
Mm-hmm. She is, but Brittany is the 9th most hated player in the WNBA. But there's a player like let's see here. You ever heard of DeWanna Bonner?
Boner? DeWanna Boner?
That's what she
DeWanna
said.
Boner.
DeWanna Boner, there were 1,263 tweets that mentioned some sort of hatred or dislike for DeWanna Bonner.
Why are people hating on her?
I don't know, but Elisa Peely, you hate her?
I've never even heard her name. What team is she on? DeWanna Boner.
I don't know.
Well, DeWanna?
Jewel Lloyd.
Oh, I thought you said load.
I was going to go there, but I caught it. Jewel Lloyd, 8,621 negative tweets.
Damn. Well, she does suck.
I'll tell you.
She does have a very punchable face.
I'm projecting
for a lady punchable face. Not for a man to punch, but for another lady to punch.
Well, that's for big time TV. The least hated, Nweke Ogumwake.
Because nobody can spell her name.
Well, that's it.
They're like, the least amount of tweets about this in WNBA. Of course, that's the least amount of tweets.
Nweke Ogumwake has only had 896 negative tweets in her mentions.
That's good.
Yeah, she's.
What team is she on?
I don't know.
Oh, well, she's honorably. She is like one of my top 5 WNBA players.
Is she?
Yeah, my favorites.
Very much liked.
Yeah. I see why.
In the cesspool that is the Twitterverse, Kelsey Plum has 28,000 people that tweeted negatively toward her.
Is that on the low end?
No, it's on the high end.
That's crazy. I like Kelsey Plum. Just feels like I don't find Kelsey Plum. There's a lot of people who find her very attractive. I don't particularly, but I do think she seems like she'd be a fun gal. Like she seems like
Have you seen the video of her that went viral when she was playing here? She was at a Spurs game, and they had the stars kind of hanging out, and they were throwing T-shirts into the crowd, and Kelsey Plum launched one into the third deck.
No.
I mean, with perfect Trevor form, and she's left-handed, if I believe, but perfect form, launched one into the third deck.
She was engaged or married to Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm.
And
look what happened to him.
They were the power couple in Vegas, and then I guess he blew it. But yeah, she's cute in a quirky way.
Yeah.
Not my type, but she seems very likable. She
who does
hates
seem
her?
Right. Again, I think here's the video of it. Longton one. We get lost in the pettiness of that we don't see in men's basketball, but it's true. Men deal with the same thing.
Well, that's why I knew that Cameron Brink would be on that list. Which, by the way, Cameron Brink is I don't know, like what, a real life 7 or 8, but like she's a WNBA 10.
Oh, by far.
So it's like she's getting more than she would. There's more people who are pretending she's hot than would in real life.
I wonder how far or how long it will be before the WNBA will be. I mean, do you think they want her to go out and be
Sexualized
and be
Yes.
sexualized? Do you think they do?
They probably won't say that out loud, but yeah.
I don't know. I think.
Oh, you know what? Let me ask you this question: do you think the WNBA would prefer Caitlin Clark looked like Cameron Brink?
I'm not going to answer that because I don't
I'll do
know.
it. The answer is yes.
I don't think so, dude. I really don't. I think
yes.
I think that they would like to survive on their merits. We all would, but it's just not.
Do you
NFL
think
couldn't survive on its own merits?
I was like, do you think the NFL wishes that they wish that everybody looked like Tom Brady?
Yes, ideally. NFL's the same. And there's a reason why Tom Brady is still like that. And
it helps that you want your stars, you want the people who are the faces of your league
look good
to have really pretty faces. It helps. Boy, there's a guy who fought in the UFC last week. Oh, it's bad. They don't want him to be the face. All right, we'll be back. Last hour coming up. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
Train heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We did traininfo.com to find your local independent train dealer. Traininfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Testosterone levels in men can start to decrease as early as 30 years old, and long-term health risks can be extremely damaging to your body. Rock's Discount Vitamins carries a variety of natural testosterone boosters that can immediately provide you with more energy, increase libido, increase metabolism, and improve your mood. Rock's Discount Vitamins natural testosterone boosters can even help you build muscle and lose weight faster. With 11 San Antonio locations, visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com. Thanking God and South Texas for all the support.
Why do so many dogs suffer from weight issues, skin problems, messy poops, and low energy? It could be the popular dog food you put in their bowl each day.
Cody was sleeping a lot, wasn't playing.
She was very lethargic and not moving around.
Dry kibble just wasn't cutting it. That's why, after more than 45 years of experience of helping dogs make complete health turnarounds, veterinarian Dr. Marty created Nature's Blend. It's a freeze-dried raw dog food made with wholesome ingredients like premium meats, seeds, vegetables, and fruit. And once dog parents switch their pups to Nature's Blend, the results can be astounding.
She's got her energy back. She's running around like she did like 5 years ago.
Miraculously, she's just feeling all around better. She's like a new dog. Thank you, Dr. Marty.
Get your dog started today and save up to 54% off Nature's Blend. Plus, receive a free pack of our best-selling beef liver dog treats. Go to drmartypets.com/good or text GOOD to 511-511. Text GOOD to 511-511. All dogs are unique. Your dog's results can and will vary. Message and data rates may apply.
The Golf Club of Texas has some of the best course conditions with the friendliest staff. The golf is great. They have lighted driving range and practice area. While it feels like a country club, it's not a private club. It's open to the public, so bring the family into the Tin Cup Bar, the nicest sit-down restaurant in that area of San Antonio, specializing in Texas food, wine, and spirits. For golf or dinner, go to the Golf Club of Texas off Highway 90, online at golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Joe Reinagel here. I want to tell you about something that has completely changed my life. I had vision correction surgery at Parkhurst New Vision. The results are amazing. The readers are a thing of the past. Hey, if you're like me and tired of those glasses, call Parkhurst New Vision at 210-585-2020. They offer a variety of services like vision correction surgery. So call Parkhurst New Vision, 210-585-2020, or get them online at sanantoniolasic.com.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textblend.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Replace stopped, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for a full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
94.1 FM. San Antonio Sports Star. San Antonio Sports Center.
The Boston Celtics are headed for a sweep of the Mavericks, if they have anything to say about it. Game 4 tips tonight. It'll be the first world title opportunity for Boston since 2008, and their 18th in championship history. Tip at 7:30, 6:30 pregame right here on San Antonio Sports Star. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
In the break, we're discussing the ugliest athletes all time.
There's some real winners.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not like we're super handsome.
No, but I don't ever claim to be.
Remember Ronaldinho?
Ronaldinho.
Oof. Woof.
Big teeth.
Terrell Suggs was bad. Alex Ovechkin's pretty bad.
Is he? By the time I really pay attention to hockey, everybody's grown a beard.
Yeah, Alex Ovechkin, when he doesn't have a beard, is also really bad. Larry Bird was a really ugly dude.
That whole Celtic era.
Everybody who played on that team
Danny
was
Ainge
ugly.
was the only one who could walk out. I mean, you had Dennis Johnson with freckles. You had Kevin McHale, who was skin and bones, and Robert Parrish, who was terrifying. Yeah, that was an ugly team.
Pete Rose was ugly.
But how much of it was haircut?
A good percentage.
He still has that same cut today, by the way.
Yeah. Randy Johnson's an ugly dude. Love him, but not a handsome
Randy,
fellow.
not the handsomest cat in the world.
Mentioned Leon Spinks,
which
not the best.
He'd been. I don't know how he started. He looked when he started fighting. I know what he looked like when he was done.
About Bartolo Colon. Bartolo Colon.
No, I love fat pitchers. I'm not going to
I
say
do
anything.
too, but
I'm not going
he
to say
looked
anything
like
about it. I know.
Bartolo Colon looked like a clown without
I
makeup.
agree, but I'm not going to denigrate a fat pitcher because we don't have enough of them.
Doesn't he look like a clown without
Dude,
makeup?
Bartolo is one of my favorite dudes
I
to
love
ever
him.
play any professional sport. He's a handsome man. I hope he continues to pull.
All kinds of love. What a guy. Imagine him telling people, I'm a professional athlete.
Get
They're
the
like,
hell
"You
out of here.
liar."
Go get me a beer.
You're full of it. Wanted to play some sound from and about Luka. Luka, listen, he was he fouled out of the game. Everybody said, yeah, well, you got to be better than that. You got to control yourself. Here's what Jason Kidd had to say, because he kind of defended Luka a little bit. Like, you got to let Luka play some defense. You can't call T-Tech stuff on him. Here's what Jason Kidd said.
Yeah, he's definitely got a bullseye on his chest, and so he's got to be able to guard and understand that we're there to protect him and help him if he does get beat. But again, he's carrying the load offensively, and they are putting him in every pick and roll and ISO, and so he's got to be able to play the game where he can rest on offense and let others carry the load.
Do you think they had a loose whistle on him late?
I do think they.
And how much? And you know what? How much of that was self-inflicted?
I think first of all, it was a perfect storm. One, if you're bitching at every call, you're not going to ever get a favorable. And that's one thing. The other part is the kid talked about it. They are going at Kyrie and they're going at Luka. That's not an uncommon strategy. That's how you're supposed to go and play Luka and Kyrie. Attack them offensively and hope balancing out and you get them in foul trouble. That's the way you're supposed to go. Luka knew this was coming. So did Jason Kidd. This wasn't a shock. So, but you have to allow him to defend. I mean, and not just look at him as a spotlight. And referees know he's not a good defender.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows his reputation. So you're going to have to provide some protection. I think he put it key. Maybe Luka needs to understand that you can get beat. You've got Daniel Gafford behind you. You've got a Dick Lively. You've got some double teams that are coming. And to give up a bucket is one thing. To give up a bucket and a foul is something completely different. So accept the fact that you're going to give up 20 points or 24 or 30 points tonight. Defend as best you can. Put the hand in your face. Move your feet. And you know what? You're going to have to get them on. Completely disagree with Jason Kidd saying rest on offense. There's a lot of guys that I tell rest on offense. You rest on offense. Luka, don't rest on offense.
Yeah,
you are alone, man. So I think Kidd was playing a little bit of strategery there and a little bit of, protect my player and refs pay a little bit more attention. But that's not what they're going to do tonight. He ain't resting on offense.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, your only hope. Here's what Luka said about fouling out.
We couldn't play physical, so I don't know. I don't want to say nothing, but 6 foul in the NBA Finals. I'm like this.
Shut up, Luka.
Better than that,
dude.
Kendrick Perkins calls Luka a crybaby.
Can't play physical.
Yeah, here's I don't particularly like Kendrick Perkins, but I mean, I guess he's kind of right about this one.
Luka off the game. He drained his team emotionally. Even J Kidd. And it started from the tip, the complaining, every damn possession down, the falling on the floor, right? Not getting back in transition, not making a second effort. The bullshit fouls. That was not a charge. Why even put yourself in that position? He tapped out and he left his team hanging. By far, the worst performance I've seen for Luka in the playoffs. Lack of energy, lack of leadership, emotions wasn't there. He went to bed at the crib.
I get it. Was it his worst playoff game? I don't know about that. Was it his worst of this series? Yeah. But it's been a phenomenal playoffs for Luka. Like, he's been amazing. And it feels like we are really burying this dude all of a sudden. It's like, keep in mind, he's got a 5 seed in the NBA Finals. This isn't like some super team. This isn't the Warriors and Steph Curry's fouling out. This is the Luka show, basically, that he drug all the way to the NBA Finals. I don't and it's certainly not as because Kyrie is a great player. He's a Hall of Famer. But when Allen Iverson lost to the Lakers, I don't remember people saying, Allen Iverson's just killing these guys.
We're talking about practice.
He's not doing enough. It's crazy to me. And the guy who's led this charge, been the hardest on him, is Brian Windhorst. And I think he's kind of it feels personal to me with Brian Windhorst.
I thought it was perfect that Luka fell onto the ground there in an unacceptable position to put himself in with 4 minutes left with 5 fouls, and then immediately looks at the bench and says, you better bleeping challenge it, as if it's the bench's fault that he just made a terrible play. I'm standing here in the Mavericks tunnel. Over there is the Celtics tunnel. That's where the winners are. If Luka's ever going to be a winner coming out of this tunnel here, he is going to have to use what's happened in his finals as a learning experience. His defensive performance is unacceptable. He is a hole on the court. The Celtics are attacking him. They are ahead in this series because they have attacked him defensively. And you've got a situation here where Luka is complaining about the officiating. They have begged him. They have talked with him. They have pleaded with him. He is costing his team because of how he treats the officials. He's a brilliant player. He does so many things well. They are here because of how he did. His performance in this game is unacceptable, and the reason why the Mavericks are not going to win. He's got to get over this. And the fact that he came out after the game and blamed the officials showed me he's nowhere close yet. So maybe over the summer, somebody will get to him, because nobody with the Mavericks or anybody else in his life has. And that's where the Mavericks are at this point. They're never going to get to this tunnel with the trophy if he doesn't improve those aspects of his game.
First of all, Brian Windhorst sounds like a woman. Like I swear the first time I heard that quote, I was like, who's this lady talking? Oh, it's Brian Windhorst. I get his criticisms of Luka. One thing that he said that is just crazy town to me.
The winners over there?
No, I mean, they are.
Well, they haven't done it yet.
But to say Luka is the reason the Mavericks are going to lose this series. The Mavericks are going to lose this series, and Luka is the reason why, is about as insane of a thing as you can say.
Averaging 30 points a game. It's his fault.
Listen, it's no secret that Luka's not a great two-way player. He's not. Neither is Steph Curry. Like, why is it okay that Steph Curry went on? He was on a dynasty team playing below average defense. Teams knew they were going to try to attack him on that end. No one ever said, well, they're going to lose this series. The Warriors lost this series to the Cavs because of Steph Curry. Because that would have been an insane thing to say. Because without Luka, we're not even talking about the Mavericks. Like, I get it. I mean, it's one thing to say he's not where he needs to be a champion yet. I accept that. But to say that they're going to lose this series because of Luka is so unfair. And I'm not even I'm not a Luka fan. I'm not a Mavericks fan. It's just crazy talk.
Kyrie, a week ago, we were talking about how mature he felt. He was saying everything perfectly. That, I've been here before. I'm here to, I understand what it takes, and the game will come to me. And while this was going on, Stan Van Gundy was calling this backcourt the best or the most talented backcourt in NBA history. Kyrie's had one game, blameless. There was no discussion of Kyrie.
Kyrie was bad in the first two games.
Well, and think about it. So you have two superstars with the intent of at some point one won't be available or won't be able to do it. Kyrie got the ball with 5 minutes to go in a team that could have won a game. We're not talking about, well, where was Kyrie? Kyrie lost the game. There was no Luka. he had an opportunity on his own with 5 minutes to go to be the world champion that he was. He even had the shot to take that would have given him the lead late in the game. That would have been a dagger. And he took a fadeaway three with a hand in his face. And it was Luka's fault. Now, I get it. Luka was bitching all night long, and he's going to complain, but that's European basketball. This is, again, nothing new. He didn't do anything different last night than he hadn't done before. I'm not saying that he shouldn't change. He needs to. But this wasn't it.
This is the difference. Because to this point, Luka and Jason Tatum have had the same career. And in this series, Luka has been the better offensive player without question. The reason why no one is giving Tatum any grief about the way he's played in this series is very simple. Help.
Yeah, Brown and Porzingis did their jobs when they had the chance.
The rest of his team is covering for his flaws. Dallas is not covering for Luka's weaknesses. And he can't do everything by himself, man. There's so few guys that are like a Michael Jordan or a LeBron James that are like, or, you know, that are, I mean, I almost said Kawhi Leonard. I don't want to piss you off, but great two-way players that are like, they can do it all. Like those guys don't grow on trees. And Luka's never going to make an all defensive team. It's just not going to happen.
And actually, his numbers aren't bad. You look at his individual matchup numbers; they're pretty good as far as his defensive play. It hasn't been that he's been playing poor defense. It's just that he's been the victim of all the offense because they're going right at him. So he's going to be in the spotlight all the time. And when you're defending the ball 8 consecutive times in possessions, you're going to pick up fouls. It's just life. I mean, you're playing in the NBA Finals. These guys are good too, and defending without fouling is one thing in February. It's a whole other thing when you're defending Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown and trying not to foul in a game 4 or game 3 of the finals. You're telling me defend without fouling, and I'm defending Jaylen Brown 4 consecutive times because they keep rubbing picks off and I have to cover him?
Yeah.
So he's not playing poor defensively. I think what bothered most that were there, and I think it escaped most that were watching the game on television, is we don't get to see him bitching at the refs constantly. We cannot see it when the camera pans by, and we see when the call is on him, he's looking at the ref. It does get old when you're there, and you know that your best player will not shut up with the refs. Just let it go, dude. Let us play. Now, I get it, and if I was watching that, and obviously it got under Windhorse's skin far more than others. But I understand the anger, but I don't think it translated onto the TV screen. I just didn't feel it like that. I felt like I watched a desperate guy doing desperate things because he knew there's nobody here other than me.
Yeah, well, and Pledger is saying, he's saying if it was Harden, people would say the same thing. And he says, Kyrie not help? Kyrie hasn't been helping this series until game 3. Kyrie was finally helped in game 3 in the first half.
And you traded a boatload of stuff to go get the guy that with 5 minutes to go could do just that in the finals. That's why they're paying you. That's why they put up with all of your crap for the last 2 years. And you didn't show. I know you tried to defend your guy, and they're going to go to Luka first because it's his team. But, man, you are Kyrie, and as you just said, you're a Hall of Famer, and he has skated on this. He has skated on this game in particular. Now, I tell you what, when this series is done, Kyrie's going to get his fair share. They're going to be coming for him. He just escaped last night.
No doubt. But he says, here's the other thing, is when James Harden played in his first NBA Finals, I don't remember anybody saying the Thunder are going to lose this series because of James Harden. Because that would have been a crazy thing to say. That's all I'm saying. And the idea that this 5 seed who's playing against the team that had the best season in the best regular season in the league, they're going to lose because Luka drug a 5 seed to the finals, but they're going to lose because of him. He's the reason they're going to lose. it's an irresponsible thing to say.
It's a tough narrative to live with. I mean, if you're Luka, that's the ground you kind of live on when you are that guy. It's not going to be the last time he's going to be blamed for that, but it's far too much. And they're going to lighten up on him tonight. He's going to get friendlier calls. It's going to be a little bit easier evening all the way around.
On the other side, we're gonna go over the top 5 disappointing sons. A Father's Day
Is
list.
it just sports sons or
sports sons? Yeah, guys whose fathers like probably had high hopes, and they're just like, oh, well, this guy, what a dope. We'll talk about that. We'll give away some Judas Priest. You know what? We're gonna give them away to YouTube. That's what I'm gonna do. But you know what? I'm only gonna give them away to YouTube if we get like we gotta hit. You gotta get on. We gotta have a number on here. I don't know what it's gonna be. We gotta get some likes. We gotta get some people watching. I'm going to give it away on YouTube, though. I can tell you that. So if you want Judas Priest tickets, hop on the YouTube. We'll give them away coming up next segment. And the disappointing sports sons, it's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on the Blitz, it is Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Do we have our brooms out, or will there be a Game 5? We will preview that. Plus, the U.S. Open is underway. Is Tiger Woods going to be around for the weekend? And if the Blitz had a shot, what would it be made out of? We'll ask you. The Blitz begins at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Good morning, Stephen Hawking. What do you suggest that Bobo does to get a bribe?
He should probably look to the Orient.
So, Steve, you think you should grab an Asian going on a South American?
We all get tired of Mexican food sometimes. I would rather have the combo.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Thinking of popping the question? Diamonds Direct has an offer you can't miss. This month only, buy a natural diamond engagement ring of 1 carat plus and receive a free natural 1 carat diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. Imagine giving her the ring of her dreams and her wedding gift all at once. No one provides education, selection, and value like Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet from your friends at Diamonds Direct won't last long. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9313. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9313. That's 800-575-9313. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Introducing Lumi for Men, and we named him Mando. I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the inventor of Mando Whole Body Deodorant for pits, packages, and feet, because we all know our pits aren't the only place we get odor. Mando Whole Body Deodorant is different from anything you've ever tried before. It stops odor before it starts, powered by our acidified technology. Mando controls odor anywhere you have it. My patented whole body deodorant formula has over 200,000 5-star reviews. And because Mando has a 60-day stink-free guarantee, you can try Mando risk-free. Give Mando whole body deodorant a try today and smell like the stink-free man you were intended to be.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 1515 and get an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, 2 free products of your choice, and ships free with code 1515. Go to shopmando.com, code 1515, for an extra $5 off a Mando starter pack. That's shopmando.com, code 1515.
You want another way to add excitement to watching the NBA playoffs? Jason Linux here. Let me tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It is a fan favorite way to play fantasy sports, especially playing the pick'em game, where you pick between 2 and 5 players to build your pick'em entry, and all you have to do is select higher or lower player stats. If your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money. Endless projections to choose from. It is fantasy and it is legal in Texas. So get started by going to the easy-to-use Underdog Fantasy mobile app or go to the website underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with my promo code STAR and Underdog will give you a mystery special pick to use on your first pick'em entry and a deposit offer. Must be over 18 and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncbgambling.org. Again, sign up using my promo code STAR at underdogfantasy.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you. Discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at Hims, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit, hims.com/joy.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime.
Happy Father's Day weekend. We thought, what better way to celebrate Father's Day than to talk about the disappointments of their children
that so many fathers have had.
That's right. And there's some. This was a tough list to narrow down.
Son, when I get home, I'm gonna punch your mama right in the mouth.
Like I think I thought about Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. Pretty disappointing.
See, I didn't even know there was I guess that pretty much. Did he fight?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
In fact, I want to say he fought one of these YouTube guys recently.
His dad's about the toughest SOB to ever walk the planet. How many pro fights did Chavez have? Like 300?
1 million. The first time I ever went into the Alamo Dome was.
You saw the Chavez? Yeah, that was a great night.
I was like a little kid. Yeah, I was like my first time going to the Alamo Dome with my dad. Yeah, he lost to Anderson Silva in a boxing match.
Anderson's also 75.
How's
his son?
He's 52-6 as a boxer. I mean, it's not that. He's not. Listen, he's not the senior, but
he was 50. Chavez Jr. was 52-6, and I never heard of him. So
you've heard him. He fought Canelo at one point.
I do remember that, and I think that was the apex. That was it.
He was the middleweight champ. He lost to Sergio Martinez at some point. 2012. He lost to Canelo in 2017.
Well, then he's not a disappointment.
No, but that's why I left him off the list.
Okay, good.
What about Jerry Rice Jr.?
If I have to say, really, did he play football?
He did. Played college ball at UCLA and UNLV. And then he went to the Washington Redskins and just didn't make it happen. But he played for the Montreal Alouettes for a little while too, I guess. But yeah, one season with the Washington Redskins and Dunzo.
He was a far better recruit than his dad was. Played at a better school.
You think if his last name wasn't Rice? You think if his name wasn't Jerry Rice Jr.?
He was at UCLA, and where was his dad at, like Fort Valley, whatever that was, a junior college someplace? So come on, Dad, I went to a better school.
Marcus Jordan.
Oh, the Jordan boys.
I remember. I mean, I remember thinking Jeffrey was the oldest kid, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so.
But Marcus was the one who would have he would get into a bunch of trouble. Like he was spending $50K a night at nightclubs, like while he was underage, just a big dope. And then he tried to open a shoe store, and then that didn't work out. But he's the one that went to Central Florida.
And yeah, he played basketball at Central Florida, and wasn't Johnny Dawkins his coach? I think. Anyway,
it was, and not only that. So remember, Central Florida was an Adidas school.
That's right. I remember.
And he would not wear Adidas. They were in UCF was in the last year of their contract with Adidas, and he would not wear them. And he would wear Jordan shoes, and Adidas pulled their sponsorship deal.
I would have too.
And it's like, dude, I mean, in a place like UCF, and this is in 2010.
It's been a minute. It was when they were a startup, a commuter school.
Dude, that's a killer to lose that money.
It hurt him, and it was a publicity stunt just to bring Jordan in.
Yeah,
it really was. He was not a D1 basketball player by any stretch, so it kind of served him right. Which one's dating Scotty's wife?
It might be him.
Is it him?
It might be.
I don't know if I'm proud of him for this or I'm mad at him. But I don't know how to look at this from the outside. Now, on the inside, it's disgusting in every way because she probably cleaned his diaper at one point. But this might be enough for a failure. You're dating my best friend's ex-wife, my former best teammate's ex-wife. Now, the whole family hates us now, but
Trevor Gretzky. You ever heard of him?
Sucks. Trevor Gretzky. Or Gretzky. Okay.
The hard part is this. Trevor Gretzky was like, you know what? And again, this isn't like the worst thing because I mean, the guy could have played hockey or could have played baseball.
I'd have gone baseball.
He did choose the baseball route. That didn't work out either. But it's like, it still sucks especially because when your last name's Jordan, there's a lot of Jordans. There's not many Gretzkys.
No. If you read Gretzky, you guarantee you look up where?
Yeah.
If you were the son of a superstar, I get wanting to play a sport that you love. But if I was their dad, I would almost say, you know what? Let's find you something else. I mean, and that wouldn't even have to be a choice. That's just be what I'd put them in when they were young. You want them to be like you, but I don't know what's like to be a superstar in anything. But, if you're Mike Jordan and your kids are starting to play basketball, you got to kind of think, this is going to be really tough on them. I mean, this isn't going to be fair. There's just no way. It's hard to imagine that about your own kid because you aspire for them to be better, greater, stronger than you ever were. But the realization that you're about the best that ever did it. And the external grief. For the rest, as long as you are swinging the club, dribbling the ball, every time they look at you, they're going to be comparing you to me. Yeah. And I don't want that. As your father, I don't want that.
Carrie Earnhardt.
Does she even get a driver's license?
Carrie's a man.
Oh, sorry.
Carrie's a man who was actually a NASCAR driver.
See?
And his best finish so he only ran in 7 races over 3 years. Best finish, 61st.
God, that's a big race. There's a lot of cars.
No, I think that's his best finish on on the standings.
So
0 wins, 0 top 10s in his career.
Earnhardt had a boy that did all right.
Yeah, little Dale Jr. did all right. This is one of those things. Did you ever give thought to naming one of your kids Rob Thompson Jr.?
No, I'm a Robert Thompson. My father's a Robert Thompson.
Okay.
We have different middle names, though. So I was never a junior, and I had no desire to.
So I am a junior. I'm named after my dad. I was born on his birthday. I had a whole different name picked out. But when I was born on his birthday, they changed things up.
I probably would have done the same thing.
And I became a junior. And then I thought, you know what? I didn't think about it at the time. I hated my name growing up. I was named Arthur. That's my first name is Arthur.
Mm-hmm.
And Oh, really, bro?
Ridiculous.
I'm not in elementary school. How about I just whoop your ass? So I was like, I'm not going to do that to my son. So I gave him I gave him a different name.
My dad is Bob and I'm Rob. I mean, it's just too much.
By the time we got to it, by the time we had my second son, I was like, maybe I should. But then my wife said, you can't name your second son Junior.
Yeah, it's like the first one we didn't feel was appropriate, didn't earn it. So we went with the second one.
I swear to God, that's what happened with Carrie Earnhardt.
What?
Carrie Earnhardt is the oldest son of Dale Earnhardt.
And they didn't make him a junior?
Uh-uh.
Well, we named him Junior for about 3 years, and then we realized he really wasn't living up to our expectations, so we changed his name.
The eldest
Took
son.
it back.
The eldest son of Dale Earnhardt.
I have never
is
heard
Carrie.
of that. I have literally never heard of that. Now I've heard of second wife, first son being a junior, and the first wife's first son wasn't. I've heard of that, but I've never heard of second son from the same wife being a junior.
That's wild,
dude. You would the amount of therapy you'd have to go through when you realize what had happened.
Yeah. Well, but Carrie does look like Dale. I think the king, though, of disappointing sports sons has to be the son of Andy Reid, head coach of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well,
it's like, dude, right before the Super Bowl, really? Britt Reid. Yeah. Britt Reid, who, can't seem to keep his nose clean. And Britt Reid had to hurt a little girl driving drunk right before the Super Bowl. 5-year-old girl, traumatic brain injury, put her in a coma for 11 days. There's a guy who'd already flashed a gun at another motorist, driving under a controlled substance. I mean, all kinds of other stuff. I think now that he's been in prison for a little while, did serve 1 year and 4 months, but he is still on house arrest until October 31st of next year.
And he was working at a job that his dad gave him.
Yeah.
Okay. Who am I to judge?
He's got to be the most disappointing sports son. So happy Father's Day. Hope you guys kids aren't as disappointing.
Aren't as nearly as disappointing.
I'm sure.
as that.
Listen, I'm sure Carrie's a great guy.
I'm sure it's too.
But Dale knew. Oh, that ain't greatness.
Sorry, Junior. No, no. What's the other name? What? We have a cousin named Carrie.
Carrie.
I want Carrie.
He looks like a lady boy to me. They're gonna from 20 generations from now. There's gonna be some radio show talking about this, and he's gonna say Carrie Earnhardt was a disappointment to Dale, and they're gonna say, was she?
No. We took the E off.
Dale knew it.
The second.
All right. When we come back, we're going to take a look around Vegas, take a look at the lines, including the Mavericks Celtics Game 4. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
That's on a day like this, when you have an opportunity to go into a Tri-County meat market and celebrate the father in your family. It might be genetic, it might be adopted, whatever it is. Celebrate daddy the right way with the very best steaks you can find. Tri-County Meat Market has all you need, and we're talking about $15.99 a pound of the best ribeye steaks you're going to find anywhere. They are cut the right depth, they are aged appropriately, and they are ready for daddy's grill. Head over to Tri-County. The ribeyes are on sale, a variety of different cuts. You know they're going to be spectacular. Grab a few. But that's the only part of what's going on at Tri-County this weekend. He might not be a meat fan. He might be looking for something else. You might want to maybe update his rib collection, or maybe a spice collection that he might not have. Go check out what they've got. And if you haven't been there, it's a lot. If you're looking for something unique, a perfect gift for dad, head over to Tri-County Meat Market. Get the meat for sure. That's the gift for everybody. But those spices, those rubs, those keep on giving. 2 locations out on Ralph Fair, over on Huebner Road. Don't forget the 5 for 25. You first responders, of course, you're getting 10% off because that's what we do for you. Thank you for all your service. That's Tri-County Meat Market. My meat market, make it yours. A great meal starts with great meat over at Tri-County Meat Market. Get some of their meat today, and I know you're going to be thanking me later.
94.1.
Trane heating and cooling systems are tested, retested, engineered, and re-engineered to keep up with you. We run together. Visit TraneInfo.com to find your local independent Trane dealer. TraneInfo.com. It's hard to stop a train.
Progressive knows finding your new home was a dream come true. You wanted a colonial with high ceilings, hardwood floors, and a peaceful neighborhood. And you found it. Now, every Saturday at 6 a.m., you get to wake to the sound of your neighbor's leaf blower. Progressive can't save you from your noisy neighbors, but we can save you money when you bundle your home and auto with us. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers not available in all states.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Super Paint products and Super Deck stains from June 14th through the 24th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details. Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off Super Paint products and Super Deck stains from June 14th through the 24th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
With Verizon, now everyone can get our best phone deals.
Even if I'm new?
Even if you're new.
What if I've been with Verizon forever?
Oh, yeah. You see, new and existing customers get the amazing iPhone 15 with tons of storage on us. With any iPhone trade-in, any model, any condition. Guaranteed with unlimited ultimate.
Here's one. What if?
That's a yes. There's a deal out there for everyone. Only at Verizon. $829.99, 128 gigabyte only device payment or full retail purchase with new or upgrade smartphone line on unlimited ultimate plan. Minimum $90 a month with auto pay plus taxes and fees for 36 months required. Less $830 trade-in/promo credit applied over 36 months. Promo credit ends if eligibility requirements are no longer met. 0% APR. Trade-in terms.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Go to nomoredraftywindows.com for full offer details.
Homeowners, ready to replace your windows or patio doors, but think it's going to be too expensive? Well, think again, because with Renewal by Andersen, you can get top quality, affordable windows and patio doors for no money down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. That's right, you don't pay a dime for an entire year. Just text LONG to 200-300 right now for your free in-home window consultation and free price quote. Upgrade your home with new energy-efficient windows and doors installed by certified master installers from Renewal by Andersen and get their best in the nation 20-year warranty. Renewal by Andersen is the company with the most 5-star reviews among leading full-service window replacement companies. Act now and get your windows and patio doors for no dollars down, no payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, save $359 off every window and $887 off every door. But hurry, these big dollar savings end this month. Text LONG to 200-300. Text the word LONG to 200-300. Don't wait. Text LONG to 200-300.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health San Antonio will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, EDO, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 210-615-7777. That's 210-615-7777. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Gotta give away these Judas Priest tickets.
Looking at the Brigade Bar, I know that Alessandra seems very interested in it.
Oh!
Just saying by what I see typed.
Alexandra.
He's very interested in these.
Alexandra. I like the way you said that.
Roberto.
The College World Series gets underway.
Have you noticed Kamala walking around here in all of his Aggie gear?
I have not.
The king of our castle is walking around fully adorned. He's ready.
Oh, I'm so shocked.
He's
by
ready.
This. I'm so shocked by this. Yeah, Texas A&M. This is their 8th or 9th appearance in the College World Series.
I don't. I think it's 8th actually.
I think
we were there 2 years ago.
I think it is the 8th. Congratulations. The only representatives of the great state of Texas that will be in Omaha.
But an entirely SEC ACC party.
Yeah, 4 SEC teams, 4 ACC teams. Texas, the state, has had solid success in the College World Series. The problem is it's all come from essentially the University of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting on Aggie. There is one team from Texas that has won a College World Series besides the University of Texas. First person in the Brigade Bar to put that school up on the YouTube page, you will win tickets to Judas Priest. Congratulations, just like that. I can tell you it's not Texas A&M.
No, I know that, but it might involve a guy that might have coached there to get one.
Maybe.
6
championships. There you go. Roberto! The Rice Owls in 2003.
Rice.
That's right.
Rice.
Lance Berkman.
Yeah, that was a good year.
Matt Anderson.
And how did Lance Berkman get into Rice? Lance and I've known him for a minute.
Matt Anderson was I heard stories about him. He was like he was one of my favorite players when I was when he was young. And I cheered for Rice in that College World Series. I remember because it was the Texas team, Matt Anderson was like apparently the biggest pothead. And like even on he got in trouble for sparking up on a team flight. And like that apparently that's why he ended up not like kind of washing out of the big leagues, is like he just couldn't stop smoking weed. It's unconfirmed rumors, but it's what I've been told by people who were teammates with him.
That sounds about right for Rice.
Yeah. So yeah. Only
I would have thought TCU might have had a hand in there at some point.
In fact, there's only I'll give you a little extra trivia, Rob. Only one other Texas team has even been runner-up in the College World Series.
And it wasn't TCU?
Was not TCU.
Tech? I mean, I'm running out of options. Houston?
University
Baylor?
of Houston, 1967.
Oh, that 67 team's one for the ages.
They were the runners-up. It's crazy. The College World Series has been going since 1947.
Tell you something. Baseball, on the pecking order of things that, when you go in for your alma mater, man, I want to win a title. Baseball feels so important because it's always the last chance for the year.
Yeah.
We've gone through everything else. Either you're in on the track and field run or it's baseball, but this is how we close the door. And it matters. It matters to me. This is important to me as an Aggie. This is something that I don't think we've been this good and been this close ever.
I mean, let's face it, as an Aggie, you've won a championship in football. It's been like
there's mythical one reel, but
Yale has also won football championships. So it's kind of the same era.
Right.
You haven't won an NCAA tournament. Like the 3 major sports, and honestly, it feels like the baseball, it feels the most winnable, doesn't it?
Well, right now it does.
Yeah.
But it's just as competitive A&M has been competitive in all these things. It's just, we've won a title, and this matters. And because if this was going on in March, we'll move on. But it's baseball. It's all I got. It's
baseball, basketball, and football, and obviously a football championship for your school is the best. Then basketball. Baseball is a distant third.
I would think at A&M, I think baseball might be pretty close.
But what is, it's not golf. It's not field hockey. It's like it's something you can talk about winning like if you showed up if A&M won this thing, you showed up in 2 weeks and you were wearing a Texas A&M championship t-shirt, I wouldn't make fun of you.
I would hope not. But if I was wearing
if you wore a Texas A&M field hockey championship t-shirt, I would make fun of you relentlessly.
I had a conversation with an athletic director, not a full-on, but an associate athletic director years back, and we were talking about building an athletic program. And I asked him, if you had your choice, I mean, what would you rather have? Because they have that award that Texas seems to win every year for the most complete athletic program, where they have the most titles in the most different sports. Or would you just want to be competitive and name your sport? Like UConn, they chose basketball. Villanova, basketball. Or, Texas or foot, whatever it might be. Would you rather choose one and be dominant consistently in that? Not the high dollar sport, but just one of them. Maybe it is women's basketball. Or would you rather be the kind of institution like University of Texas, who has titles, you have to get one or two, but is competitive in all of them?
UCLA is usually good at all kinds of sports.
I would rather have great success in one sport. Now, obviously, football is the most money-making, but, basketball's fine. I wouldn't mind being known for the best baseball school in the world. Like OU, if you're going to play softball, you aspire to OU.
Yeah.
Whether you win a title or not, you aspire to go there. And they win them all now. I would like, if I was an athletic director, I would aspire to that. I like the well-rounded program. I think that sounds cool, but I would like to be able to put together a situation where my school is the best at this. And if you want to do this, you either come to us and we turn you down and we find somebody better, but you won't find another place better.
Well, those games, you can wager on those games.
Well, they're about to make more than most average human being.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think we should at least discuss the fact that you can wager on these college baseball games.
Aggies lost a pitcher. I can't pronounce his last name. He's out for game 2.
The Aggie line isn't up yet. They're the late game tomorrow. So they're putting the lines are going up the day of the games. But the games today, Virginia is against North Carolina. North Carolina's minus 135. Oh, there are money lines for these games, so just none of the other stuff.
Protect yourself.
North Carolina minus 135 against Virginia. Tennessee, who, if I'm not mistaken, is the number 1 overall seed. And I think historically the number 1 overall seed does not do well in these tournaments. It's kind of the opposite of college basketball. It's like it's very difficult to do. Minus 175, though, against Florida State. Tomorrow you get Kentucky. They're minus 145 against North Carolina State. The biggest favorite in the first round, Texas A&M Fighting Aggies, are minus 195 against the Florida Gators.
While Tennessee is number 1 coming into the tournament, A&M was number 1 most of the year.
Yeah.
The Bats, that's the biggest baseball team I've ever seen. That looks like a mid-'80s in a college football team, the way that Schlossnagle has put together this roster. Big bats, strong arms.
What happened to the Brady Montgomery? Brady Montgomery is their outfielder that is going to be like
he's the best on
he was supposed to be a top 5 draft pick. The last I saw in the SEC tournament, it looked like he broke his leg or something.
He's playing. Brady Montgomery, right?
Yeah.
No, he's in.
Because he was in a collision at home plate and it was like, uh-oh. Now he's costing himself money.
Not anymore, man.
Yeah.
You can stay at A&M and make as much as a third-year ML player.
But yeah, I don't know enough about these teams to say who I think is going to win.
Montgomery's going to play. It looks like Sadow's not.
Okay. So he didn't break his leg. Good for him. I'd be very cautious with that. You got millions to make, friend. In the NBA tonight, the Mavericks and the Celtics. Guess the line.
2.
Pick them. It is a coin flip game,
which is a testament to the Mavericks. It shouldn't be this close. It has been proven game in and game out that the Celtics are better at just about every position. And
they opened as the Mavericks opened as 1.5 point favorites, and there's a lot of people that are like me saying, I think they're done.
They're gonna. I'm telling you, I wouldn't bet a lot of overs on this for the Mavericks. I would bet the over on Luka for shots attempted. Everything with him. They're going to win tonight.
I disagree, but that's all right. 211.5 is the total.
That's a little high for me too.
For me as well. I think this is a tight one. On the diamond, Hunter Brown going for the Astros.
Hunter Brown.
Tariq Skubal for the Tigers. Uh-oh. Give me the Tigers. Give me the Tigers as dogs. Hunter Brown minus 114 for the Stros. I don't particularly like the Tigers, but man, that's Skubal. I have a hard time picking against him when he is an underdog. So give me the dogged Tigers at Houston. The Rangers are underdogs. Andrew Haney on the hill for the Rangers, going up against Luis Castillo for the Seattle Mariners. Seattle minus 135.
I'm tired of dealing with Seattle all the way around. Seems like the Stros and Astros just take turns with those guys.
You know who you may want to give a look today? The New York Yankees. And rarely do I say, you know what, who there's value on? The New York Yankees, because typically there's not. But they are on the road. They have a guy pitching tonight named Luis Gil. And he is 8-1 with a 2.04 ERA. I mean, this guy is.
How many are these wins all at home? Is that what it's a short corner? Giving up some runs and a lot of homers to help him out.
Let's see. I can pull up his splits, but I don't think so.
Okay. I remember him at Detroit.
Yeah.
I remember he's been around a minute.
I mean, he's pitching really, really well. At home, he is 5-0. On the road, he is 3-1.
There you go. He's winning.
Yeah, he's winning. And I don't know. I just feel like Brian Bello pitching for the Red Sox. So it is at Boston. A little bit better at home than the road, but I think I still like Heel minus 143. Don't know if there's any other matchups that seem worthy of really digging into. It's mostly like good pitchers against scrubby pitchers.
Padres, Mets,
the rest of the way around.
Waldron,
Manea.
He's got the best hair going tonight, I think.
Yeah. Milwaukee, Cincinnati. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, there's not many good games. So there you go. We're not going to waste our time with a bunch of these. But it turns out the Canadian Football League is underway. Montreal is a 4-point favorite at Edmonton this weekend. And tonight, we've got two games in the Ladies Basketball League, the LBL, I like to call it, the WNBA. The Minnesota Lynx are 13-point favorites over the LA Sparks. And the Chicago Sky favored by 2.5 at the lowly Washington Mystics. You know what? Give me the Sky. The Mystics are really, really bad. They're the worst team. That's all I know. They've won one game, and it was like a big celebration when they won. They're not winning another one. They suck.
Hey, enjoy your Father's Day.
I'll do my best.
To all y'all daddies.
Oh, I thought you were talking to me.
You
enjoy
that
yours
goes
as well.
saying. I will talk to you prior to your official
all right. Guys, the Blitz, actually the Joe Reinagel show. They're newly named. Jason Minix now fired. Joe Reinagel, the only host of the Blitz today, 2 to 6. Enjoy them. We'll see you Monday.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.